Welcome guys to Hellstormwargaming and welcome to the Invitational 40k Knockout Tournament.
Yes, Mikey.
Live at the London Grand Tournament.
I knew you'd get the clap. I knew the clap was coming.
My name's Mikey. I'm joined by the lovely Toby.
Yeah,
Hello,
my name's
Toby.
Toby. Hello, Mikey.
You're looking very nice.
Thanks for this. Nice bright red tie.
We're presenters. We're presenting today.
Someone said I look like I'm in sixth form.
It is obviously the London Grand Tournament. This is the biggest event in the UK. It's one of the biggest in the world.
Yep.
And some idiots asked us to stream it.
Yeah.
There we go.
What a mistake.
I know. So I hope everyone's well. How you all doing? We are live on twitch.tv. Make sure you tell all your friends.
Yeah.
Have you told all your friends yet? We'll wait.
Bright and early on this Friday morning, Mikey.
It is Friday morning. It's currently 6 minutes past 10. We are live late, obviously.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah, classic Hellstorm.
That's what it is.
There you go. I want to say a massive thank you to Bad Moon Cafe. You may have just watched an advert. They have sponsored the stream. They have made this stream possible. They made it possible so we could buy 4 cameras.
4 cameras.
We have 2 cameras over the table.
Yeah, we do, Mikey. We have some exciting things for you guys to see.
We do. We are streaming 2 tables today.
Tables.
You want to tell me who's on table 1? Toby?
So on table 1 we have, Mikey, we have John Hickton,
John
Aceface.
John Hickson, also known as Aceface, also known as Twisted
the
Dice.
Taker of names.
The taker of
which
names.
he already has way too
I
many.
think at the end of this, if he does win, he'll be John Ace Twisted Face Dice Frontline Gaming Hickson Robbins Reece.
So yeah, we have Aceface John Hickton, and he's up against Reece Robbins from Frontline Gaming.
Reece Robbins, the guy, but probably the godfather of this mission style because it is ITC.
It's ITC.
So Frontline Gaming wrote this pack, this mission format, and here he is on game 1 on telly. On telly. So make sure you get us on telly today because I'm from Yorkshire. You're from like
I'm from
North
Yorkshire.
York.
I'm actually more northern than you.
Yeah, I'm
but
southern
I just
York.
don't sound like I'm northern.
So I hope everyone's well. So we are streaming 2 games today. On the other table, we have the one and only Tom Leighton, the ladies' man. You thought I was going to say the other one, didn't you?
No, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Tom Leighton of the Honest Wargamer, the sexiest man at this event. And we also have
the
him... The most dapper gent. He is wearing a headband and he looks very stellar.
He does.
Hopefully we can capture that on camera. And he is against Nick
Nanavati.
You might have heard of him, maybe.
He's relatively new to the scene.
He's relatively new.
He only won
LVO last year.
Yeah.
So, you know.
You might have heard from him. Maybe not. He's playing GSC.
He's playing GSC, yeah. So we have 32 players today in this invitational knockout tournament. We are doing 4 rounds today. 4 today. Hopefully everything goes to plan.
Fingers crossed.
So as you've seen on the weight screen, we've got 4 rounds to run through, and it's a knockout tournament. So whoever wins the game stays in, and whoever doesn't goes home and has a rest ready for the main event tomorrow.
And then what happens on Saturday night, Mikey?
Well, Saturday night, because it's a 32-man event, you'll after 4 rounds, you'll have 2 people undefeated.
Correct.
And they'll be playing tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock BST till 11 p.m. BST.
That's a bit
them hours though. So they're going to be playing tomorrow evening for the final knockout, whoever be the champion of the invitational. But also on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to be streaming 3 games of the main event.
Yeah.
Because there's another 400 players turning up tomorrow.
Yeah. So we're in a tiny little section of the hall here.
It's very cute.
It is very cute. There's 32 players in front of us. But if we look to our left immediately, there's 400 tables of Warhammer. That's about to commence over the course of the weekend.
Yeah, they are still setting that up, so there you go. We'll see if that
it's
gets
not set up yet, but it's well on the way.
But we'll see that tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I hope everyone's well. We've got quite a few people coming in, so
welcome
hello.
to everybody in the channel.
Do we see any regulars? Georgie's there. Hiya.
Just JK91 who subscribed earlier.
Thank you very much for the subscription.
Yeah,
we did see the alert. It was just while the advert was running.
So thank you very much for tuning in. We look forward to catering for your viewing pleasure for the rest of the weekend, guys.
Yes. So I should say before we go in, we are trying a lot of new stuff today. So if there's any technical issues, then do let us know. If the sound's bad, then tell us, because that was the main issue last time. But we have brand new microphones.
Spicy new microphones.
They have
the spit guard to stop Mike from spitting on the mic.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got so there's me and Toby as commentators. We've got Elliot and Danny, who are the table bosses. So they're going to be bringing all the hot action from the tables today. And then we've got Tank, the roving reporter, or the Silky's Cam. John does gaming. Thank you very much for follow. Let's go into table 1. Shall we go into table 1, Toby?
I think we should.
Here we go. So, on table 1, we have Mr. John Hinson versus Reece. So, it's currently a deployment. Ace is using Chaos Soup.
Yes, he is,
Chaos
Mikey.
Soupy
Do you want to
boy.
run through the list?
Go for it. You told me all about the
So,
list.
we have Mr. John Hinson with the Chaos
John
Soup.
Hinson.
Twisted Dice, all the names in the world. So he's rocking a super heavy detachment of some Chaos Knights, Mikey.
Oh.
And he has a very interesting inclusion in there straight away. Straight off the bat, we have the Questoris Knight Megara, or Margaret.
Yeah, Bam Megara Knight.
It's an Infernal household, and he has said to me that he will be making the big gun Strength 8 flat 4 damage, Mikey.
Okay.
Which is going to be a problem for a lot of things. Maybe not Space Marines.
Maybe not Space Marines, because that's what Reece is playing. As you can see on screen, we have Elliot hasn't put the factions into the score sheet, but never mind, we'll be okay.
We'll sort you out for that, don't worry. That's what we're here for. In that super heavy detachment, we obviously have the Questoris Knight Megara, with the lightning cannon, the phase plasma fusel, the Hecaton Seeds Claw, and the twin rad cleanser. Unfortunately, that did lose the 5++ in combat, which might become a problem against these White Scars. We'll talk through the White Scar list momentarily, but not having the invuln in combat could be a problem there. On top of that, in that detachment, we have 2 War Dogs. One of them has Pacts and Damnations, and I've been told by Aceface, John Hinson, John Hickton, Twisted Dice, name him what you will. I've been told by him that is primarily to make it shoot a little bit better and become worse in combat. So the the damnations that you'll find on that night won't affect it, whereas the packs will benefit it greatly. So there's 2 War Dogs. They're basically just Armager Helverins, Mikey, but they're the bad guys.
Just to say, massive shout out to 2 new followers who just had through.
Oh, brilliant.
John Does Gaming, which you've already said, and Iron Without. Thank you very much for following.
Excellent. Krieger, morning, guys. Welcome to you in the chat. Nick McDade as well. Just going back to John Hickton, Aceface, Twisted Dice, his list, Mikey. So we have the Super Heavy Detachment, which I've already spoke about. Then we have the Supreme Command Detachment of 1,000 Suns. And this isn't exactly innovative, guys. We have Ahriman, we have a Demon Prince of Tzeentch, and we have a Demon Prince of Tzeentch. These are plug and play, and these get the work done. Mortal Wound Machine Guns is what they're commonly referred to as, Mikey.
Yeah.
We have High Magister on one of the Demon Princes, which is a +1 to cast. And on top of that, Ace has actually spent some stratagems pre-game and told us about what he has set up for. So Aceface has, on Ahriman, he has Infernal Gaze and Tzeentch's Firestorm. Again, these are just reliable mortal wound outputs. Yeah. You want to get them on Ahriman because
Infernal Gaze is like, right? roll 3 dice on a 4, please take a mortal wound.
Exactly.
And then we'll do the one, Tzeentch's Firestorm.
Tzeentch's Firestorm.
Roll 9 dice on a 6 up, take a mortal wound.
Exactly. So
easy.
You can soon find out that the mortal wounds will rock up, and that's generally the downfall of Space Marines, right? Because they can get good saves, they can get 2+ saves, just tipping their toes.
Still only got 1 wound.
Still only got 1 wound.
Mostly. Yeah. The intercessors.
Exactly. I mean, it's the characters that'll be the problem because there's no sniping potential in Ace's list, but he's got the targetable spells. So what's great about some of these spells with the Tzeentch and the 1,000 Suns, Mikey,
you can essentially use them as snipers.
Exactly. They don't have to hit the nearest target.
Choose a unit.
Choose a unit.
It's a psychic phase.
I roll some dice and then you'll die. Yeah. Simple as that.
Hopefully you all understand 40k. If not, we'll try and explain.
Yeah, we'll
kill stuff and hold objectives.
Yeah. We'll briefly talk about ITC after we go through the list, just to make sure if anyone's not familiar, we'll make sure you're familiar.
Yeah. Just to address Macca, the ITC app is so good. I should say that thank you to Josh DeBauer or Dash DeBauer. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but thank you very much.
Fast and it doesn't matter.
Josh DeBauer. He's the developer of the app, and he's actually been helping me. So the scroll on screen is actually using ITC battles. Yeah. So we have table bosses. We have Elliot and Danny. They're going to be keeping track of all of the scores. And then it's going to show up on screen.
Yeah.
Just like magic.
Well, hopefully.
So the armies haven't showed up, but if you have a look at the other table, we'll just have a quick nosy. See if that should show up.
Yeah, so this is us exercising our flex of two.
There you go. This is Nick versus Tom, and also different scores, and hopefully they'll update. So there you go. We'll see. We'll find out during Kill More Hold More, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, back to Aceface, John Hickton, Twisted Dice's list.
Yeah.
So we have a Demon Prince with Doombolt, and this is the one with the +1 to cast. He has Doombolt and Infernal Gateway, and the second one has Death X, Treason of Tzeentch, and Helm of the Third Eye. So that's the command point regen, and we've all seen that before. And then to round off Aceface's list, what Chaos Suit would be complete without loads of Playbearers, Mikey?
How many? Go on.
So we've got a Poxspringer, we've got a Sloppity Barpiper, and we've got one squad of 3 Nurglings, and then we have... just doing some quick maths in my head, it's not going very fast. 58 Playbearers, Mikey.
Yeah, a unit of 30 and a unit of 28.
Yeah. So 58 Playbearers. So and like we said, that's something you'd see a lot in these Chaos Soups. There'll be copy and pasted. There is actually a player here called Alex Petford who has 200 plus Playbearers, Mikey.
Yeah, 207. 207. So he, him and Innes Wilson, who's from the Scottish ETC team.
Yes.
He was like, "Can I come on stream?" And I said, "Let me look at your matchup. You're playing a really cool White Scars army." And then he said, "I'm playing 207 Plaguebearers." And I said, "No,
absolutely not.
No.
See you later.
Nobody wants to watch that. Nobody cares."
So that's John Aceface Hickton Twisted Dice all the names list.
I'll tell you how that game's going to go. Alex is going to get hold more every game, every turn. And Innes might get kill more.
Well, I spoke to Innes actually before the stream, and Innes said that without doing anything, without engaging him, his opponent can comfortably score 24 points. Yeah. So Innes has to play the game and score more than 24 points to win that matchup, and that will be exciting. And I'm sure Tank with the Rumor Report will let us know how that's going.
The Mr. Rumor, the Silkies Cam, sponsored by
he looks
Alex,
very smart
Tank
today.
Shorts.
He looks very smart. Okay, so that's Ace, Mikey.
Yep. So what's in Reece's list?
Yeah. So Reece, he's playing his Fabled Space Marines, which you'll have seen on Frontline Gaming.
Yeah.
The Red Space Marines. He's playing White Scars. He's
playing that Red Scars.
Pure Red Scars. He's actually got a Space Marine Brigade.
A whole brigade?
A whole brigade.
Who plays a brigade of Space Marines? What a weirdo.
Reece Robbins, apparently, Mike.
Reece Robbins. Yeah. He knows he wrote
the man,
this
the
game.
myth, the legend.
He wrote this game.
Okay, so we have Corsaro Khan, not the Warlord.
Yeah. To just say 207 Playbearers, that sounds like painting hell. I'm sure it was sprayed and dipped. So there you go.
I'm pretty sure that was just.
we'll make sure Tank finds out.
That was just a dunk, that one. So we have Corsaro Khan. He has +1 to wound during the turn in which people charge.
Yeah.
Then we have a Librarian. Not on a bike, just on foot. And then we have a Khan on bike. And a Khan is basically a White Scars captain.
The captain on a bike, essentially.
So what Reece has
but
done,
he's got a spear thing.
Exactly. He spent 6 command points pre-game, Mikey.
What?
To give himself 4 more relics and an additional Warlord trait on the Chapter Master Khan to give him Master of Snares. Yeah. So that's that 4+ you can't run away. And then we also have the additional 6+ Feel No Pain.
Sure.
So he's relatively tanky. And just to point out as well, guys, this event is being held. Basically, the rules cut off included things like Master of Snares, Mikey, so you will be able to kill planes with Master of Snares. On top of that, drop pods can come in turns.
Yeah. So basically there was an FAQ after the rules came out. They are not using the main questions that are answered, but they are not using the errata.
Exactly, that's the one.
So what that means is, for Space Marines, there's the Sergeant Cronus, because previously Sergeant Cronus didn't have a set Warlord trait, even though he's a named character, so he can still take the Mortal Wound.
The Mortal Wound one.
I can't remember what the actual Warlord trait's called.
People will be familiar with it as the Mortal Wound.
So Relic Scorpio shoots 3 times a turn, does Mortal Wounds on a 6 essentially. Yeah. So you can still use that. Drop pods.
Yep.
Got errated because they ignore tactical reserves, but what it meant was you could bring them in turn 6 or 7 if you're playing the Turn of War.
Yeah, for sure.
So that is still in because it's now errated to pass turn 3.
Yes.
So you can bring them 1 to 3, but in this event you'll be able to bring them 1 to 6. So any turn you want.
Yep.
And then the third one will have been, what was the third errata?
The third one is Master of Snares.
Master of Snares. So obviously that's leaving combat. You could pile into a plane, stop it leaving, and then...
And you will blow the plane up, that's exactly how it
because it has a minimum move.
So what we'll probably see over the course of this event is the White Scars players playing around that, Mikey, and you'll see them charge into planes. They can pile in and consolidate 6 inches, and they can trap 2 planes.
Yeah, Master of Snares is so good.
4+ they both die.
Just LK has said it on. If you want to get on the London 40k GT stream tomorrow, you have to bribe me a lot. So there you go.
And me also. Please don't leave me out.
Yeah. No, just me.
Okay, so
just basically have a cool army, win lots of games. You'll probably get on the stream.
Be a good boy, a Warhammer boy.
Yeah. Hey dude, how's it going? Hi Mick. Obviously we have Reece, we have his nice cap, his nice head. Yeah, there you go. We have a second view for this table. There we go.
We have
upgraded.
We have a total of 6 cameras set up over the weekend.
6 whole cameras.
6 whole cameras.
It's almost like we're professional. Almost.
We're trying our best.
Yeah. So that's table 1. So
I haven't finished his list yet, Mike.
Oh, sorry. Go for it.
I appreciate the enthusiasm.
That was the 3 characters, weren't it?
that was the 3 characters. That's it. Yeah, that's Reece's list. 3 characters, guys. Cool. Okay, so they're the 3 characters for the brigade. The 3 HQs. And then we have 5 units of 5 scouts, Mikey.
25 scouts.
25 scouts. What you'll see them do is flood the board and just be a pain to shift.
Yeah.
Then we have 1 unit of 9 intercessors.
Yeah.
And what you'll see with this is stratagems to make them better, give them 4 shots, all that.
And 9, so you can put them in a repulsor with a character, probably.
Exactly. That's the whole point there. That's the whole point there. Probably Kosaro Khan because he's a chapter master, right?
Yeah, he's the biggest boy. He's the great Khan.
He's the big boy.
Yeah, Elliot went on a long distance adventure to go find him, so Reece could use him today. In red. Yeah.
Wow.
Because he went on an adventure, didn't he, with his kangaroo?
Oh, yeah, he did. Of course he did, yeah.
There you go. Make sure you check out our battle reports at youtube.com/Hellstormwargaming.
Get it? Okay, so then in the elite slots, we have an Ancient, we have an Apothecary, and we have 10 Vanguard Vets, 1 Thunderhammer Storm Shield, and the rest have Chainsaw Storm Shield, Mikey. So they're quite durable, they're quite tanky. Vanguard Vets are a thing.
They are. They got lots of attacks with shock assault and charge. I think it's three attacks each.
We've just had an update from the table from Aceface himself that said Reece is hiding like a coward. It looked like Ace
coward or tactical.
It looked like Ace deployed first. So Ace
Elliot's playing with the terrain. Who knows?
Elliot's playing with the terrain.
Just do what you like, whatever.
So we have the cheap elites, an Ancient Apothecary. Both of them together, Mikey's only 113 points.
Yeah, it's really cheap. They're quite good in this list as well. If he's got a bit of a backfield, like with the intercessors to get them to shoot and stuff.
Exactly. Fast attack, we have a unit of 9 Scout Bikers. Scout Bikers are great. They got even better with Portal Discipline.
Yeah.
Even better with the new stratagems. So many shots. Book. Then we have 2 attack bikes, 35 points each, Mikey. Twin bolt gun, heavy bolter. Again, lots of bolter shots. There's a running theme here. Then in the heavy support slots, we have the Thud gun or the Thunderfire cannon.
The Thunderfire cannon.
Which is something that you will see copied and pasted across almost every Space Marine list this weekend.
It's just a little bit silly.
It's just so good. Shooting twice, half in the movement of 2 different units, and it doesn't stop their advance as well.
Half the advance, half the charge. So that's for 1 CP that.
Okay.
And then 2 CP to shoot again.
Well, great.
So you can do it to
and they can be different targets, yeah, like you said.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we have a Devastator squad, 5 with Stormbolters, 1 with a Grav Cannon and Grav Amp. Interesting decision. We'll soon see how that pays off. Because everyone's heard about the Grav train that comes now, and that's something that is a sight to behold because you get reroll wounds, reroll damage.
Yeah, it's just such an alpha. Yeah. But he doesn't have to come in turn 1 because it's in the drop pod, right?
Exactly. So he does have a drop pod for them as well.
Yeah.
The final slot for the heavy support is the unit of Eliminators with the Bolt Sniper Rifles. Could be a problem for Araman. Pick them up and shoot them off.
The bolt rifles are really good.
They're really good. And then we have 1 repulsor and then 1 drop pod, Mikey.
Cool.
And you are a massive fan of repulsors. Not an executioner though. Not an executioner.
Well, you can get more bodies in the repulsor, so it makes sense.
It does make sense. It's not a repulsor. So that's table 1.
That is table 1. So is Hellstorm streaming the event all weekend? Yes, we are going to be streaming. If everything goes to plan, a total of 10 games of Warhammer 40k this weekend.
That's 30 hours.
Yeah, but I should say, if you're not a massive 40k fan, you're just interested in the LGT coverage, then tomorrow, twitch.tv/TheHonestWargamer will be streaming AOS. Yeah. So, massive shout out to those guys who've helped me a lot.
Shout out to the boys.
So, I think we're going to have an update. We're going to have an update from Tank before we go to table 2.
Brilliant.
So, Tank's going to tell us all about the rest of the event, if I can do it. Are you ready?
Morning everyone. So been having a look around the non-stream tables and picking out some of the more interesting matchups for you and just a bit of an update on what's going on. So we've got Malik with one of his trademark Savage mixed Imperium Met gun lines. He's actually won the role to go first against Pars Highlanders, Guard and Marines. So I'll update you later, but I think that's going to hurt for Pars. Josh Deff has won the role to go first against Manny with his Josh Deff's running Marines. Manny's got Eldar Flyer spam. I know that both players wanted the first turn in that, so I think it'll be interesting to see how that goes because Josh Deff's got some of the new sort of anti-flyer marine tech that's from the new book. James Mackenzie, GSC versus Knights, Marcus Hinson. That's a brilliant game for him, like a really good matchup for GSC. And as a GSC player would expect, he won the role but chose to go second, and he's sort of squirreled away and hidden a lot of his stuff. Interesting game. Alex Petford has managed to shoehorn 206 Plague Bearers into a list. And he's won the role to go first against Innes Wilson's Marines. So those Plague Bearers are starting to slog up the field now. It's just, will Innes be able to get through them all? I'm not so sure, going second now. Dan Bates has got a really cool list. He's got like a Gladius list with all white scars with 5 drop pods. He's going second against Rickard Nielsen's Admech, quite an aggressive gun line. But because of his army design, he's able to just deploy 15 scouts and 2 characters and null deploy everything else in the drop pods. So that'll be an interesting one. And another interesting one, we've got Simon Pridis playing Patrick Sanfilippo. Simon Pridis has won the role to go first with his Tau. So that's looking good for the tower there. I'll let you know how that one goes. And back over to Mikey and Toby if they're ready.
Thank you very much for that update, Tank. You absolute legend. And
how suave does Tank look?
He is very dapper today. He told me that he did not want to wear a tie because a man who is basically a wolf does not wear a tie. But today he's worn one like an absolute legend. So I've noticed people mention sound. If there is any sound issues, then do tell us. I've just had a listen. It sounds okay to us.
Yeah.
So just tell us if there's any issue, and we'll be able to sort it.
Brilliant.
So that was table 1. I should have cut to table 2. Well, there you go.
Just before we go to table 2, Mikey, I'll just point out that Ace did win the roll-off to go first, and he is going first.
He's going first.
So the play bearers are advancing up the board, and we'll give you an update on that momentarily. But
no one cares about play bearers moving right now. So,
take it over.
So let's go to table 2, where Danny's there.
Okay.
So this is table 2. This is Tom Leighton versus Nick Nanavati.
Yep.
So we have Imperium Soup, which is going to be, I'll give you a quick rundown. It's 3 knights, it's some Admech, and it's some Space Marines with flood guns. And then it's also Nick with an absolute horrendous soup of Genestealer cults.
Yes. So I think GSC, Nick's list is tried and tested. I think it's actually referred to as the Muscle Beast list. Is that right, Mikey? Because he has 20 aberrants?
Yeah.
Is that right? So we've got 20. So
this is actually Tom's going second, and Nick's already finished his turn. He's already got hold 1.
Yep.
So there we go.
Nick has had his turn 1. A brief update. He spent 1 command point during turn 1. He spent loads before, and I will fill you in on what he's done before the game. But during his turn 1, he basically picked the Sanctuary Knight for Old Grudges, or the GSC Old Grudges.
Yep.
And then reroll hits and wounds. And then reroll wounds against the unbuffed knight. So what he's trying to do is pick about 2 knights and kill 2 knights quite comfortably. And on top of that, he also spent command points to put his Flamers, Rock Saws, and Aberrants back into the reserves via the blips, Mikey.
Fair. Okay.
So that was a very short turn 1 from Nick. As you'd expect, what generally happens with GSC is that you sort of charge up and then blow out in sort of turn 2 and 3.
Yeah. Ingham, thank you very much for following. What I should say is, because if we talk about the list all the time, we'll miss half the game. If you scroll down just underneath the stream, you'll be able to see all the lists that are on screen right now. So there's like a big white box just underneath where it says please help us, please subscribe, and all that rubbish. And then there's a big white box with all the listings. You can check there. But essentially, Imperium versus GSC.
Brilliant.
So what's happening on the table, Toby? Tell me all about it.
So currently we just have Tom trying to weigh up some options. I think he spoke to you yourself, actually, Mikey, about his game plan.
He did. Shall we talk about Tom's
his game plan? So Tom has described his game plan and his narrow. Well, what he actually quoted as a narrow win condition. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the message now with Mikey.
Here we go.
So what you're seeing on your screen, guys, is Tom in a corner, desperately trying to hide away from. He's actually just. He's just dropped a knight off the table and smashed his knight.
Oh God.
I can see guns everywhere.
Can we get a better view of that? Can we get a better view?
I think we can see that. You see
there we go.
The
bits are everywhere. We have a perfect camera for that.
He must be nervous. Nick's making him nervous.
Tom, please stop shaking.
So great start, Tom. Great start. He said he'll fix it later, like a true warrior. His knight has 1 arm now, Mikey.
He does. So let's talk tactics, and we're going to do this quietly. So can everyone hear me okay? It looks like you can hear me okay. So Tom's game plan, he expects that Nick will get hold more every turn, but Tom will get kill more because he has so many Genestealer cult units that are really easy to kill, especially with 3 Thunderfire cannons. They are the most important thing in his army this game. The knights are good, but they're not good at killing loads of units, whereas the thud guns they shoot twice every turn.
Yeah.
So he's essentially got 4 every time. So his thinking is Tom gets kill more, Nick gets hold more, and Nick gets the bonus, which is to hold 5 objectives on the board.
Is that what the bonus is in this mission? Yeah.
So, assuming that the secondaries go even, that means he's going to win by 6 points. This is what I'm basically reading a message off Facebook, by the way. It's getting the inside intel. So Tom needs to have a massive swing in his secondaries to be able to score some points.
Right.
The main problem is he's countering his ability to pressure multiple areas of the board at once. So the bonus point is a no-go. Okay. I also can't fan out too much and try and push him off to hold more because that exposes me to his drop for no real return.
Yep.
And we'll pen move him in the back in the
long run. 007 stuff.
Yeah, right? So what he's going to do is he's going to take 2+ save on one of the knights and 5+ melee on the other.
I can confirm he has done that.
Yeah. And then firstly, it means he has no real way to get cheap and easy shit. Straight denying him the points for actually killing anything. Secondly, it puts him in an awkward spot for his aberrants. Ignoring the kill more point can go second. If I screen out, he can just lock on units and use my screens as stepping stones to get to my crusaders without me having any way to remove them. hitting with one guy that into the combat, you charge and knocking like into consolidation.
Yeah.
If I'm screaming with the knights, he has no way to look me in. So what he's basically going to do, long story short, he's going to use his knights as a big fat screen. That's what he's trying to say.
And you can see that from his deployment. If you can see just in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, guys, you can see the knights sort of trying to protect the juicy thud guns.
Exactly. So the thud guns and the rangers are going to be really good. The rangers are going to help kill the characters and just a few extra shots. The crusader is there. It's decent at killing some units, but mainly going to use some knights just to block him out.
Yeah.
So that's the game plan. That was the inside intel from Mikey today.
Dun, 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 dun.
Exactly. Just Nikos is watching. How you doing, bro?
Oh, Jimmy the Brush,
thank you very much for the host, man. You're absolute legend. Jimmy the Brush started streaming when we first started streaming back in the day. He's been painting nearly every day since, and he's amazing. I absolutely love that guy. Hero. Go and check him out. Go and give him a follow. He's an absolute legend. His name's right there with a massive love heart next to it. You cannot miss it. So go and follow him.
Click that link.
Click that link. Go for it. Whisper to him. Send him a nice juicy message. So there we go. Thank you very much.
I must interject and say that Tom's headband is a thing of beauty. It's a sight to behold. Hopefully you guys can see it. Well, he's leading into the table. Maybe you can. Oh no, we're not going to see that, unfortunately.
We need Tom to check line of sight in that top corner.
So you can see the guys rolling the Bad Moon Cafe dice, Mikey, on the tables there.
Yeah, so Bad Moon Cafe have actually sponsored this stream, so thank you very much to them. They've made it possible to buy all the equipment, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah,
but we're doing everything. Cameras. Yeah, all 6 cameras. But we're doing everything else off on our own back. So if you want to support, consider subscribing on Twitch. Also consider subscribing on the website and getting some merchandise.
Yeah, man.
I've called it merchandise, like dice, you know, like with a C.
Yeah, that makes sense because we've just loaded up loads of dice on the website, and we also offer sort of in-depth videos and sort of more detailed videos on the premium service there, Mikey. Get on a plane. We'll tune back in when landed.
Catch you later, love. So that's the top of Tom's turn 1.
Yep.
Let's go into Ace's turn 1.
Yeah.
So it's Ace's on table 1. We're going to get a quick rundown of what's been happening. But essentially, Ace is spread out. He wants to control as much of the board as possible.
That's what it looks like.
And what's happening there, it might look really weird, but it looks like a knight standing on terrain. That's because these are counting as hills. What that means is knights can walk up and down them. They're not ruins in the middle. So the middle centerpiece of a... you know what? You're off the complete effect. We can draw, bro. We can draw. Let's go for it. Let me move the mouse. So this building and... this building.
Yeah,
that was terrible. I need to put some markers on the screen.
Enough. That's fine.
So they count as hills. So they aren't ruins. Ruins.
That means you can't get inside them, Mikey.
It does mean you can't get inside them. So there's no magic boxes this weekend.
Yep.
What it also means is the Imperial Knights can stand on them like they are doing. So let's try and get a side view. See if we can see. Let's try a side view. See what happens. Brilliant. Oh, you can't quite see it. It's basically at the top of the screen.
You can kind of see at the top of the screen there. You can see the base of it at least.
Anyway. I wish I was left-handed. Let me watch you. So that knight there, that is stood on the build on the building. It was, yeah. Thank you, mate. I'm
just getting an update from Elliot from the table now.
Go for it. Tell me all about it. As you can see, it's going into Reece's turn. He's just hiding. He's hiding like a boy. So we're just finding out what Ace is doing for his turn. But Reece, it looks like he's going to play the long game. He's going to try and hide as long as possible and then try and hit all the Plague Bearers afterwards. Well, keep hitting the Plague Bearers and then go for the Knights late game. That's what I think his game plan is, but we'll find out properly. As you can see, Ace has put his 2 Helverins in the back corner. So you can see there's one. Oops. Sorry about that, lads. I apologise. So as you can see, there's a Helverin there, and there's a Helverin here. And then they're screened out by all the Plague Bearers. So you got Plague Bearer screens here, so you can't get anywhere near them, which is what Ace wants, because they just want to keep shooting all game. Because, like, you know, especially one of them with 4 damage, because it's a Dreadblade. So, Mikey in the microwave. Thanks, man.
Okay, Mikey. So I've just had Elliot in my ear from the table, Mikey.
Sure.
So we actually had Reece outflank his repulsor in turn 1. Mm-hmm. So he kept off the board to avoid it from being killed by the Questoris Knight Megara, basically.
Okay.
Which makes perfect sense. In the rest of Aceface's turn, the play bearers advanced. Who'd have thought it?
There we go. He moved 7 inches with Spoilpox. I think he's got Spoilpox in his list, hasn't he?
He did.
And the Bile Piper.
No, don't forget spoiler pox. No, he has the pox bringer and stop it above him.
Okay, so he doesn't. They only move 5.
No Nikes on the play bearers.
But
no
Nikes.
They do re-roll the dice
not
for
fast boys. Yeah, they do.
And
they obviously +1 strength,
and
miasma from the psyche. Yeah.
So just to confirm into the psychic phase for Ace in turn 1. I can see Ace is actually taking his turn 2 now, so this is a very fast game.
Severe Thu. Thank you for the Severe Thu.
In Ace's psychic phase in turn 1, he successfully casted Miasma Pestilence, so that's the -2 to hit on the play bearers, and then Araman is just hiding, trying to not get shot by those eliminators.
Okay.
The War Dogs opened up and killed 2 bikes in the shooting phase, and that was it for Ace. So very cagey so far. Then in Reece's turn, Reece basically stayed where he was. He shuffled it very, very slightly to get out of line of sight of that Questoris Knight.
Okay.
And then he shot into the Demon Prince with the eliminators, did no damage, and didn't shoot anything else.
Right, okay.
So you can see on screen, guys. I don't know if you can see. Well, the fact that you can't see Reece's army tells you that he's trying to hide it. So just off screen, at the top of the screen there, you can see Reece's command point tracker.
Sure. Shall we get a side view?
Let's go for it. We should be able to see plenty from that. And Reece is just playing incredibly cagey at the minute. I'm going to get another update now. Yeah, you can see that there perfectly. You can see him basically just hiding and saying, "Come at me, bro." This might be a problem though, because it will give Aceface the board, and everybody knows how durable play bearers are, Mikey.
They certainly are.
It could become a problem. Yeah. So I'm just hearing another update from the table now.
So as I said, he's just trying to play super cagey. Tremor shells. Okay, so the green play bearer unit is half movement, and the green play bearer unit is the one at the back, I presume, or is the one at the front? One at the front.
The one at the front.
So this big long line at the front, I'm going to try and draw it for you. Oh god, that was bad. I don't have fancy software like everyone else, so I just have to make it up. So that unit is only moving half with tremor shells. So what that is 1 CP. It reduces the root wound roll on the Thunderfire Cannon by 1. Yep. So it makes it harder to wound. But if you hit,
you don't need the damage, do you?
If you hit with that Thunderfire Cannon, that unit halves its movement, halves its advance, and halves its charge range. Yep. But it's BS2 and has 4d3 shots.
Is BS what?
BS 2+.
One more time.
Just a little 2+.
So even with the -2 on those play bearers, Mike, still going first.
So he's got 4 shots at least. He's going to hit with one of them, because if he rolls 1 on the D3s, he's got 4 shots.
Yeah,
but he could get 12 shots.
Yeah, exactly.
You only need to hit once.
Even on 4d3, you'd fancy your chances of hitting on 4s re-rolling.
Yeah. It had that in the old book where it was 2 CP, but now it can shoot twice. So you use tremor shells at the start of shooting phase to make them basically reduce the movement by half if you hit something, and then for 2 CP at any point in the shooting phase you can shoot it again. Brilliant. And because of that stratagem's on there, it lasts for the phase.
Exactly.
So you shoot twice, 2 units move in half.
Yep. We'll just quickly talk about secondaries. That's a good shout. So Reece here has Headhunter, which makes sense.
Yeah, which is killer character.
He has Recon, which might be difficult to score initially. He has things that can come down into from the sky and also get on the board.
The thing is Reece has so many units.
Exactly. Exactly, but I mean, you can only score that once per turn, Mikey, and it's going to be his turn 2 next. So he needs to be realistically scoring it for the rest of the game in order to max that secondary out. And then he has Engineers, and you can see on your screen, guys, with these little mouse mats. I'm not entirely sure if he has a model in the corner of the building on the mouse mat. We'll soon find out from the table, but it looks like he will do. So he'll be scoring Engineers quite safely, because it's not possible for the Chaos player to even hurt those units in there until he gets close.
So as you can see from the battle mapping on the top left, you can see that the objectives are quite close to those buildings where they're supposed to be. So I imagine if you stood in the corner of the building,
you'll be on that objective.
I don't know what the players have agreed. I imagine it's going to be like that, but we'll see. It's going to be really tough.
So there's Reece's secondaries. What do you think of Reece's secondaries? Would you have chosen any different ones?
Reece's secondaries. So I would have gone for. Well, I think Titan Slayers is an obvious one.
Yeah.
Because it's worth what, 3-4 points.
But the thing is, I mean,
it's only worth 3 points.
He doesn't have reliable night clearance, really.
Moon 2 in it, just subscribe. Thank you much, you legend. 27 months in a row. Absolute legend.
Just JK91. Our Reece's scouts bolters on knives. I think they're bolters.
Yeah, I think Reece has probably gone for some good ones, like Engineers just to hide in corners. Recon's a bit of a funny one, but late game when he's cleared all the plague bearers, he's going to have so much board control. Ace is relying on 50 plague bearers to hold the board. The Knights are just going to sit in the back with all the characters. So I don't think he's got enough plague bearers to do what he wants to do. He should have 30 to protect the characters and then 60 to hold the board, where he's only got 50. Well, he's got 58.
It kind of limits where he can go.
Yeah, so he's got to use them to hold the board and screen out. So as soon as Reece starts taking them out, then it's going to be game. Yeah, maybe. Obviously, these are some of the best players in the world.
Exactly. So you thought they know what they're doing, and we're just chumps.
There's a reason why they've chosen it. Yeah, we're just the chumps. Sat behind a computer.
So just about Aces. Someone asked, is there a reason why Ace took old school? And you can already see the detriment of that because, as you can see, he hasn't scored a point for score yet, which means he didn't get first blood, Mikey.
No, neither of them killed a unit. So only Reece had hold one.
Exactly. And then Ace obviously
had
hold
and hold more. Hold more, sorry.
Butcher's Bill, again, that's a difficult one. I don't see him killing 2 units in turn for a long time.
Again, the thing is on paper, his list is so squishy, but he's managed to hide all of it really well.
Yeah.
So obviously
really
the LGT, here's a sentence that not many people hear, the LGT terrain this year is very good. Oof. Oh, bold statement from Mikey there at Hellstormwargaming. So let's get a side view of the table.
But Headhunter makes sense. Butcher's Bill, I don't personally agree with an old school, again, is a risky one.
Yeah.
I've just had an update from Table 2, Mikey, with Nanavati and Tom Leighton. Nick actually spent command points to Perfect Ambush, his rock saws.
Yep, so that's where he gets to move D6 after deep striking. Yeah.
And guess what he rolled?
It didn't roll a 6, did he?
He rolled a 6, Mike. He's 3 inches away. He's 3 inches away.
Yeah. Do we know whereabouts that unit is on the table?
I mean, we'll soon find out. It's 3 inches away with a unit of
I think I can see it. So it's down at the bottom is here, this unit, I imagine. This unit right here.
Yeah, and Nick has the mixed detachment battalion for GSC. It's the Brute Deliverance Force as well from the Vigilance Detachment, Mikey.
The Anointed Throng as well.
And so the Anointed Throng is the one with the Aberrants.
Yep.
But he's got the Brute Deliverance for the Acolytes with rock saws. And they're Twisted Helix, so you can expect strike damage on them as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So they're 3 inches away, threatening a knight. Like Tom wanted, he wants to screen with his knights. I'm not sure if he expected them to be that close this soon, because what you'll probably find, Mikey, if you can see in the bottom of your left screen here, guys, if they kill that knight, they will be able to pile into.
They are touching thud guns at that point.
Yeah, and that would probably be all she wrote, unfortunately, for Tom. Remains to be seen as to what will happen, but that could spoil Tom's day.
Yeah, because he's got all this here. I'm not doing very well because the software we're using isn't playing ball this morning. But all his stud guns are in this bottom corner.
Yeah.
There we go. That was terrible. So we got let me just explain. I've got a little screen with a big green box that I can draw on, and it lets me draw like this. Okay, let me scribble on the screen. However, the screen is lined up, but I've got no idea where anything is, so it's just a blank green screen. So I'm just struggling to find where all the buildings are. What I'm going to do for the next game is draw all the buildings.
Yeah, that would make perfect sense. So Macca's V1. I was hoping Ace is taking his 9 Khan effects. So Ace is using the Scale Soup in the Invitational.
Yes.
But he's playing Tyranids.
He's playing Tyranids in the main event.
In the main event.
So this event is ITC, but it's not ITC registered. So it's a knockout tournament, which isn't supported in the ITC.
No.
So in the main event, in this one, it's basically like let's the guys play anything they like.
Yep.
And
we're playing for pride here, Mike.
Playing for pride, yes. Can you be the best in this group of 32 players from all over the world? Some of the best in the world.
Yep.
Some with just platforms. I mean, I was invited. I had to drop because I'm doing this, but I don't think I'm the best in the world. So there you go.
From Elliot, sorry, Mikey, to interrupt.
Sure.
I'm getting an update from Aceface's turn 2.
Yeah.
The Chaos Soup on table 1.
Ooh, what's happening? So this is obviously
another fast turn.
It looks like it's Reece's turn now.
Okay.
Here we go. So it's Reece's movement phase now. Let's get top down to get a proper view.
Okay, so as we were speaking before about Reece's deployment and making sure he's out of line of sight, Mikey, the Chaos Soup shot no guns in their turn 2. There were no viable targets.
Wow.
So that will obviously mean no kill
one. No kill one, as you can see.
No Butcher's Bill as well.
No Butcher's Bill. I presume Ace scored hold 1.
I don't think it's been updated the score just yet, Mikey. That will come momentarily. But again, what we're seeing is just the same concept where he marches forward with the green/yellow playbearers at the front there, casts miasma, gets hit by a tremor shell, ends up walking 3 inches with an advance, so maximum 6.
Yeah.
And they're just slowly trudging forward. You can actually see now, Mikey, that Reece is coming out to play.
Here we go. Some scout bikers are out to play.
So we spoke briefly about how many shots scout bikers have initially, Mikey, and it is frightening.
It is absolutely terrible.
Okay, so Psychic Phase,
there's 7. How many is in the unit?
Got Might from Beyond off on them. And he failed mind control on one of the knights.
So Reece has
he also got, I think,
9 scout bikers. He has a Stormbolter on the sergeant and then 9 twin bolt guns. So twin bolt guns get 4 shots anyway.
Shooting,
all of them are equipped with bolt pistols as well, but you obviously can't shoot them. But 9 bolt guns, that's 36 shots plus a Stormbolter on the sergeant. So that's 40 bolter shots.
Lots of shots.
Tactical Doctrine, maybe, probably not. Don't think he'll need it at this point.
Well, the thing is, he doesn't really have anything to benefit from the Devastator Doctrine, Mikey.
No, so what the thing is with this army, because it's white scars, he really really wants to be in the assault doctrine. Wait for the vanguards to come in.
As fast as you possibly can.
There you go. The scores updated. So Aceface only got hold one in that turn.
Yeah. So like we said, the secondaries is not looking good.
Yeah, Danny's audio is coming through. Cool. We'll just keep an eye on that. It might be just because she's a bit loud in here.
Yeah, brilliant. No problem. Speaking of Danny's audio, I did get an update from Table 2.
Ooh. What's happening on Table 2?
Not much to say really. In the psychic phase, following the turn in which Nick came down 3 inches away, he successfully cast Psychic Stimulus, which is the 5+ feel no pain.
Okay.
Onto those acolytes. We failed to cast Mind Control, which stops the Overwatch.
Yeah.
So we'll be hitting the Overwatch. And the minor lasers have just started to open up in the shooting phase, and Tom reacted with a rotation of the Iron Shields.
A rotation of the shields.
And I heard from the table that he did claim that CP back, so it was a free rotation.
Wicked. That's perfect. Okay.
So table 2 looks like it's all guns blazing, whereas table 1 is a bit more of a close, cagey affair.
Yeah. So the thing is with this table is Nick has so much board control.
Table 2 we're talking about.
Table 2, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can see from the screen. Yeah. Tom has literally...
He's just hiding in the corner. Yeah. He's hiding in the wrong corner because that's where we don't have a camera.
There you go.
Because if we have our second view, you'll be able to see that we just miss it all. There we go. And we get some of it. There you go.
Brilliant. And we can already see nice and early, Mikey. It's 10:45 a.m. and we've got crowds at the tables already.
Yeah, it's very, very busy. We might be able to get a shot of that when Tank does his information, his update. But yeah, so as you can see, Nick has this wonderful Genestealer cult army, as seen on Hellstormwargaming, because Tank used it himself. Because this is Tank's army. It's obviously Nick's flown over from New York.
Yeah.
So he's got a long way to go. So Tank's lent him an army, which is really cool. So you see, Tom's just backed into the corner. Nick has all of the board control. He's controlling the flow of the game at the minute. We'll just have to see if Tom's counterpunch will be able to hit back.
Well, yeah, he'll be able to do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
Mikey, is the LGT being held in an airport?
It's not being held in an airport.
So why are there so many planes?
Oh.
Literally, every single Eldar army, there's at least 3 planes in each Eldar army.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will see Eldar planes this weekend. Because looking around, just in our view of maybe 6 tables we can see in front of us.
I see 4 there.
Yeah, there is a game going
9.
on with 13 planes on one table, Mikey.
Oh, that is gross.
Is this Nauticus Imperial? What's it called?
Aeronautica Imperialis.
No, it's not. It's Warhammer 40k, but it certainly looks like that.
Just full size.
Said it's because planes are broken.
Agreed. Totally agree.
Yeah, perhaps we'll see something change in the FAQ. I think it would be great to limit it to just 3
planes in total. Yeah.
It certainly draw back some of the armies that rely on 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 planes just for the power.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing?
Yeah, how is everyone doing?
Let us know how you're doing.
The Westeros terrain. There you go.
Like we said, if there's any issues with sound, audio, anything, visuals, just let us know. Andy01, thank you very much for the follow.
Thank you, bro. So yeah, this terrain is by TT Combat. So we have 2 L shapes, which are very common in 40k in the minute.
Competitive 40k for sure.
Competitive 40k because they create lots of line of sight blocking and it creates lots of places for infantry to hide. Then there's 4 little tiny L shapes in the corners, you can see, and then the 2 big blocks in each of the middle of the table. They are hills.
Yes.
They're counting as hills this weekend.
Yep, and there is 2 little bits of what's normally referred to as scatter terrain, Mike.
Yeah, or area terrain.
Area terrain, which will just give you
like the little exhaust ports, which have been commanded by 2 ducks this weekend. Some of you may recognise one of the ducks, some of you might not. There we
go. So if we just flip back to table 1, Mikey,
go to table 1. Let's go.
You can see that Reece is coming out to play. You see the drop pod in, you see the repulsor out. He's hitting hard on one flank. It's probably the best thing to do because you can see already. The Demon Prince, one of the Demon Princes is miles away from where stuff is about to go down.
Yeah,
this is
a drop pod.
Really
drop
smart
pod in 40k
in 8th edition. Oh my God. It won't be the first one you see this weekend, folks. Yeah. This is really smart from Reece because he's kind of Ace is kind of deployed in a way whereby he spread himself out and trying to cater to all angles, and that would be fine if Reece is hitting head on.
Yeah.
But Reece is hitting hard one flank, making sure that I can see from here and you guys can see on the screen. One Demon Prince is literally in China compared to where it needs to be.
Yeah,
you see that, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah, exactly. So he's coming out to play. This is like the turn 2 counter. Then this will clear up space for his Vanguard Vets to come in. Oh, the Vanguard Vets have already deep struck. There you go.
They have. And what I just heard from the table is that Reece had a discussion with Elliot before the game and sort of said if he can avoid the night, that would be good for him. So that's exactly what he's doing. He's enacting his game plan.
Yeah, so I don't know how well you can see. We can't really move up, but you can see there's the hill in the top of the screen, just underneath where it says knockout, and then Knight's behind there, and it's actually blocked line of sight to the repulsor and stuff. So because of that's how high that terrain is.
Yeah.
So Just catch up with the chat. Meant to be working, but watching Warhammer is better. I totally agree, Shaky Tom. You keep doing that. You keep doing it. Keep up with that. It's no magic boxes in this terrain, no. So because those things in the deployment zones are hills, you can't get inside them.
Yeah, exactly.
So it also means that Imperial Knights and stuff can stand on top.
Plenty of room
them.
to hide, but no magic boxes.
I'm playing against the exact same list that Tom has for game 1 tomorrow. Any tips? I think just JK's touch it there, like bad touch to the Thunderfires and you win. They're the anti-infantry.
Genestealer, is there a link to the list playing catch up and squinting at phone at work? Yes, there is. If you go just below what you can see, there's a list.
Yep. In the panel section. So if you're watching on your phone, it'll be in the panel section. It's where all the information about the stream is.
Yep.
There is a big white box. It looks a bit rubbish, but there you go. But it is where the lists are for each game. So you'll be able to see table 1 and table 2. So you can see Reece, Ace, and then it'll be Nick and Tom. So you kind of see the lists.
Brilliant.
So
I've just realised my face has done it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Obviously. Mine's please sub. Morning, Reggie Redbeard. How you doing?
That is Ben Tilford.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mr. Beard?
Mr. Beard.
Yeah, he was a favourite on the LCO stream that I did with the Honest Wargaming back in January.
He was,
We had to do a special interview just to him.
He's at work today and he'll see us tonight. Yeah, look forward to seeing you at the weekend then.
Yeah.
Good luck with your round 1 draw. I'm not sure what you have, but I'm sure you'll be fine. You won't really hold up.
But there's 400 players tomorrow.
Yep.
There's at least 200 tables so far. There's still more to register.
And that's before we talk about any other games, Mikey, because there's definitely Star Wars Legion and Age of Sigmar being out there.
It's too much.
So there'll be a lot.
Shall we just stick to 40k?
I think so. Probably makes sense.
All 10 games of it this weekend. Is everyone ready for 10 games of Warhammer 40k?
30 hours of 40k.
Yes, indeed.
30 hours.
Yeah.
Is the LGT ruling hills give cover if stood on, or are they just hills?
They are just hills.
Just hills.
So they do not provide any cover in the ITC hills. Reason being, I think it's just to gain a height advantage, but for physical measurement, you'll just measure straight across it. So you obviously still measure up and down, but it doesn't provide cover and you can't get inside.
Yeah. So we're just in Reece's turn 2 now, guys, like we've explained. As you can see, Aceface only has 3 points, Mickey.
Yeah.
It's not where you want to be after 2 turns.
No secondary scored. Only hold 1. He'll probably end up getting hold more again, I imagine.
Yep.
Because he's still holding 2 objectives. Depending on how the Plague Bearer Horde survives this turn, it'll be very interesting.
I think we could expect to see a lot of the screen removed this turn.
Yeah, and this is why we're watching. So this is big. Here's some more dice being thrown. I presume this is the scouts. He has a lot of dice in that one, but he has giant hands. Oh my god! I never realised how big his hands were. But there you go. So I think that's the bolters shooting. I'll probably be able to find out from Elliot what guns are shooting right now.
And I believe there was 7 wounds left to the knight after the swords went. The knight, feeling no pain, has now got 5 wounds left in total after all the attacks have gone through.
I think we'll find out from Elliot what's shooting right now. What weapons are being shot at what unit?
Acolytes, he rolled 3 1s to wounds against the Acolytes out of these attacks. And that's the end of the combat. So
Reece's list is really cool. As I said, it's a brigade, which is interesting. So Reece's list is really interesting for a brigade of White Scars. Yeah, which is really cool.
A brigade of Space Marines. I've just had an update from Table 2 with Nick Nanavati and Tom Leighton, Mikey. At the end of Nick's combat phase, with the +1 to wound stratagem on the Acolytes, the Rockstars are winning the Knights on 2s and then rolling 1s. But he only did. I'm just going to quick math in my head. Knights on 24 wounds. It has 7 left, Mikey. How many wounds did he take off? 17.
17
wounds, and he is Tyrannus, so that would have worked out in his favour, and it would have helped Tom there.
Yeah.
Tom obviously had an opportunity to swing back with 7 wounds remaining. He killed 2 acolytes, Mikey.
Wow. Okay.
Killed 2 acolytes. He rolled 3 1s to wound, so not going too well in that favour. But importantly, the knight isn't dead, and the thug guns are still intact. Nick did fail to kill that knight, so that knight is still alive.
So it's like Ace is just taking some disgusting resilience. I think he's killed 10.
10 so far already.
Yeah. I believe that was a scout bolter shooting into there. But there you go.
Soon find out from
Toby,
the table,
points-wise, Nick scored secondaries, 1 recon. He got 3 points in Titan Slayers.
They took 3 guild battle mages off the GW website without a word. It's such an unsteady environment, AOS. Yeah, I think it's really weird because they've got such a massive backlog and such an amount of models that they don't want in the lore anymore. They're just like whipping them out, just like here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
So whilst you update the book.
Yeah. So again, sorry, mate.
Ace has just lost 9 plague bearers from that unit.
Wow,
9 plague bearers.
Just from the scout bikers.
Yeah.
So like we said, they can fall apart pretty fast. I've just heard from Danny on table 2 that Nick, and this is why secondaries are so important, picking the right ones. Nick scored 3 points for Titan Slayer, 1 point for Recon, and 2 points for Kingslayer, Mikey.
Yep.
So in 1 turn, secondaries alone, he's outscoring what Ace was scoring in table 1 over there. So apologies if you can hear some drilling in the background.
Yeah, they've picked a perfect time to do some woodwork today, haven't they? So.
Yeah, they have. So yeah, if you can hear that, we apologise. Hopefully it won't be with us forever.
Yeah. How does Cronus give Whirlwind mortal wounds? So, before the FAQ, Sergeant Cronus did not have a set warlord trait in the codex. So what that meant was he could take any warlord trait he wants, and when he's in a vehicle, he applies that warlord trait to the vehicle he's in.
Yeah.
So what he takes is Paragon of War. When resolving an attack made by this warlord, which is Sergeant Cronus, an unmodified wound roll of a 6 inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target in addition to any other damage.
Yep.
So what that means is when it's a roll 6 to wound, it does mortal wound. The fact is that Relic Scorpius, if it doesn't move, can shoot twice.
Yeah.
And then because it's a whirlwind, you can use suppression fire.
Yeah.
To shoot again.
Yep.
So you can shoot 3 times a turn.
3d3 shots, right?
Yeah.
Each time.
Yeah. 3d3 shots.
Yep.
Strength 6 -2 damage. -3 on turn 1 because of Devastator Doctrine.
Yep.
Hitting on 2s because it's Sergeant Cronus. Wounding most things on 4s or 3s.
Yeah.
Or 5s if you're a knight.
And then any 6s.
And then any 6s is a mortal wound.
So you can have up to 27 shots.
So I think what we're going to do while we let these players carry on is we can have an update from the Tankos on the Silkies camps. Let's see what he's got to say about the rest of the event.
Hello everyone. So a bit of an update from the non-stream tables, the more interesting games. Apologies to anyone whose game I don't say is interesting. So as we said before, Malik's got first turn against Par's Highlanders. Despite his sort of savage gun line, he didn't actually make that much of a mess as what we potentially thought he could have done. The reason being Par's outflanked his tank commanders, and he also had some Devastator squads in drop pods, so he was able to keep those off the table and out of harm's way. But Malik has pushed out and established some good table position there. Joshua Death with his Marines against Manny. The Marines are actually still shooting in their first shooting phase, although Manny's he's still got all his planes on the table, although he is looking a bit twitchy and uneasy, to be honest. James Mackenzie GSC versus Marcus Hinson with the Knights, Marines and AdMech. James Mackenzie, he let Marcus go first, so Marcus was only able to kill like a squad of Brood Brothers first turn. James Mackenzie then moved out with his Aberrants, which were deployed hiding in cover. They were able to kill one screening unit and then hug a unit of scouts, so they couldn't be shot at. Marcus countercharged the Aberrants in his turn 2. However, because of psychic stimulus, the Aberrants were able to swing first, and they also had the fighting death strat. So the countercharge actually resulted in Marcus losing about 18 wounds off a knight and his Libby Dread and his Smash Captain, so not looking good for him there. And as I left the table just before, James Mackenzie's Flamer Bomb had just come in to try and to set the knight on fire and finish it off, so I'll let you know how that goes after. Alex Petford with the 206 Plague Bearers. He pushed out in his first turn. Innis had his first turn with the White Scars. Only managed to kill about 30 of the 206, although he did Tremor Shell a couple to slow them down. But I think he needs to sort of pick up the pace with that if he's going to get through them all. Dan Bates with his 5 drop pod list. He only lost, I think, a unit of scouts his first turn against the AdMech gun line as he nearly null deployed. And just as I left, he was dropping 2 drop pods in mid-table for a bit of board position, but still keeping 3 off the table and playing the longer game, being a bit cagey. As we said, Simon Pridis won the role to go first against Patrick Sanfilippo. He Montcard and pushed forward with his Riptides and left sort of half his castle at the back of the table. He was able to kill 1 repulsor and take 1 down to 2 wounds. And also kill a number of aggressors, so a good start for him. And I believe that is all I've got for you right now, so I'll catch you again in a little bit.
Thank you very much, Tank, for that absolutely fantastic update. So there you go, that's all the other tables of interest right now.
Yes.
So there is quite a lot of tables, but as the knockout carries on throughout the day, then we'll have less and less tables, which means more and more information. So Tank's got he thinks he's going to get an easy job, but I'm going to be like, nope, double the information. There you go.
So we start with 32 players. After round 1, there'll be 16 players of battling for the crown, and then after that one, there'll be 8, and then 4, and then 2, and then 1, Mikey.
Cool.
And that's how knockouts work. I realise I'm telling you.
That is knockouts. There you go.
Okay, so during Tank's update, we received some information from Table 1, and we actually saw Aceface take one of his war dogs off the table, Mikey.
Okay, so
Reece actually split fire with the scout bikers, Mikey. He fired his shotguns into the first unit.
Oh yeah, they have shotguns as well. I completely forgot about that.
Into the second unit, and as you can see, Mikey, look how little of the red plague bearers are left.
Oh no. Yeah, because obviously, if I can draw, here we go. I'm going to give it a go. Here, this unit was actually stretched all the way along here.
Yep.
Now they don't.
Now they don't.
Now they're just here.
That's a lot of plague bearers, and at the start.
Melon Sweet, thank you very much for follow.
The reason why there's so many dead at the back, Mikey, is because Reece baited Ace into increasing his vulnerable save by 1.
Yeah.
And rerolling just because of the resilience on that unit.
Okay, that makes sense.
4 CBs spent, and then Reece went, okay, cool.
Gnarling, thank you very much, follow.
I'll just shoot the other unit. And that's exactly what you've seen here, and he'll probably do the same thing next turn.
Yeah.
On top of that, the grab train arrived, choo-choo all aboard the grab train, and took out the war dog, as you saw. And also killed 9 the plague bearers as well.
Okay.
So very reliable there. That's it for table 1. On table 2,
sure. Let's go over table 2.
We're into Tom's movement phase.
Is it still turn 2?
Tom's turn 2. What we hear from the table from Danny and the updates is that both players are speaking quite openly about what their plans are, which is great to see. You could quite easily go the other way and be very cagey and sort of be not giving things away to your opponent, but it's a very good atmosphere so far here.
Hey Brett, how you doing, man?
Hello boys, Brett here. Tank looks swanky.
He does look swanky today. As I said, I made him wear a tie, so that's why he looks so nice.
So in Tom's turn 2, he obviously acted as full on the Wounded Knight. Yeah. Because he's quest on Mechanicus, and you can do that. He swapped his knights around positionally to make sure that the Wounded Knights weren't the ones taking the hits, which is a great play.
Sure.
And he believes that he's going to kill more this turn, basically, Mickey.
Which makes sense.
He concedes the fact that he's not going to get hold more. He's going to try and not give his opponent the bonus, but you can see it, the amount of models staring down at him.
Yeah, he has cleared up this top side, obviously next to where Tom's crotch is, let's say. That's the best way to put it, to be honest.
Stop talking about Tom's crotch on the stream.
Can't help it, it's right there.
God damn it.
It's right there. So so you can see there was a pile of models here as well.
Yeah.
Which has been cleared out. I believe that's a Kellamore. I think that's oh no, it's an icon bearer. Sorry, I apologise. But so Tom's just got to try and clear as much as possible and get ready for wave 2, because that is not that's only half of Nick's army.
That's how it works against GSC. If you get overwhelmed fast, but the idea is to try and not get overwhelmed, to keep pushing them waves back as they come.
Where did you get those shorts, Mikey? How have you seen my shorts? Let's just cut to the
when you ran around the
oh, okay.
Yeah,
this is me. I'm a businessman. I'm wearing a tie.
Okay.
Don't look at my.
I'm in 6th form.
Were people looking at my bottom? Were people looking at my bottom? There you go.
They must have been.
So let's cut back to table 1.
Pardo's updates on the GGT were better than Tank's. Oh.
I think that's a lie, Chris.
Wow.
Pardo's got some work cut out from his own. Look as dapper as Tank next time. What next time?
Chris.
Oops.
Oh,
what?
Huh? We don't need bitterness, Chris, thank you. We're all in this together. We should all be helping each other.
Is that a High School Musical song?
It is.
Stu Dog, thank you very much for following, bro. Appreciate it. I got those shorts from Hellstorm HQ.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can get them live.
Shorts.
The Hellstorm logo.
So it looks like it's still Reece's turn 2.
Yep.
It looks like he's gone for a charge and for a wrap.
Look at how little playbearers left, Mikey.
I know. Furchini, thank you very much for follow. So it looks like he's going in for the charge. He's charged in with the Devastators by the looks of it.
Just send them all in, Mikey.
Yeah. Let's do some drawing if we can. So he's charging the Devastators.
You can see the scout bike is successfully charged as well.
The scout bikes are there. So what he's going to do, he's going to bubble wrap those plague bearers by the looks of it. Yeah. Attack with one dude and then go, you're mine.
You can see with the Devastators there, this is called a soft charge. And basically what you're seeing piling now, you pile in one model, you attack Mikey, and then after you hit, you then consolidate with the other 3 and wrap that model.
Yeah.
This is referred to as a soft charge. You'll see him do it now. You can see his hands moving. You basically
pile in.
You pile them with one model, hit them to the point where you're not going to do enough damage to kill them. And then after that, you consolidate around a single model, trap him in combat.
Yeah, so you can see now he's attacking with 2 scout bikes.
Yep.
That's why he's got so little attacks. He did 1 wound, takes a save. Cocked. Here we go. Kills 1 plague bearer. So he's going to try and take 1 out like that.
Yeah, I'll try to take that one, but because, like we said, we have a soft charge. Here comes the consolidate.
Yeah,
and
so
as you can see,
the next one.
That 1 plague bearer is stuck in his tracks. What is good for Aceface is the fact that he has targeted psychic powers on Mikey. Yeah. So what you can do, especially with Thousand Suns, where the smite doesn't get harder to cast and is still the full range, you can just nip over there, smite them off the point. Because like we said at the start, mate, they've only got 1 wound each.
Yeah.
So smiting those guys out of combat is not going to be a problem. Smiting the scout bikers out of combat will be a problem though, because that is 2 wounds each.
Yeah, which is more of an issue.
There's 9 of them. So
and that's the thing. So if he can't pull out the movement phase, he's got to kill both units with just sidekick to get out of combat, which means they can't get shot this turn. I think he's sacrificed the unit of Devastator. There's a Storm Bolter, but there's only 1 Grav Cannon in there. But by doing that, he's saving the Scout Bikers this turn, so they can't get targeted because they're going to be locked in combat. And that's the game plan, I think. So we're going to get an update from the table. So what's actually happened?
So nothing much else to add to the combat phase. At least over that we covered everything on there. Brilliant.
Oh, look at us knowing what's happening.
But the Repulsor, Mikey, opened up into the unit of red Plague Bearers, and you saw them disappear. In total, Aceface has lost 21 red Plague Bearers, and the unit in front of him is trapped. So
yeah, which is probably only lost like 1 or 2. The Repulsor killed 11.
Yeah, cool. Which is great. I mean, you'd take that all day. Bikers charged the Plague Bearers. Yes, they did. Diagnosis.
That is Dick Vanderhaast. Hi, Dick. How you doing? So I missed his question. He's asked me on Facebook, I've answered, but all these streams will be uploaded to YouTube after this. So do not worry, you are not going to miss any of the action if you can't watch it live. But I insist you watch it live because it's way better. Way better.
So the reason why you'll see Scout Bikers charge as Plague Bearers is Reece is abundantly aware that if the Plague Bearers can get the board, he's probably going to lose the game.
Yep.
So it's twofold, right? It stops the Plague Bearers from advancing, Mikey, because they're trapped where they are now.
Yep.
They have to stay in combat. And then there is little to no threat to the rest of Reece's army now. Mm-hmm. The problem is if the Plague Bearers get their Nikes on, run like Mo Farah, run across the board and start tagging stuff.
Firewatch UK, thank you very much for the follow.
Reece has a huge problem, but in doing what he's doing is preventing that from happening. The Knight is still not a problem. The Knight is really far away. One of the Demon Princes is literally in China. That's not going to hurt anything. And then one Demon Prince
in China
can maybe charge the Devastators and chew them to pieces with the Malefic Talons. But
so if we could just go to that side view, we've got one Demon Prince which is going to be quite open next turn to go in. He's got a line of Plague Bearers there, but they've got to do morale unless he auto pass.
Yeah.
But essentially,
he's got two Plague Bearers that are in trouble, Mikey.
Yeah. So one unit's just not been hit, but he's just there to tag.
Yep.
Where the back unit, which is protecting his Demon Prince, could easily get wiped out by a few more bolters.
And the reason why we shot everything at the red ones, just to touch on again, the green ones had miasma. They had, is it called Warp Surge? Where you get
Warp Surge, yeah, so you add 1 to your invulnerable. So you have a 4+ invuln.
So 4%, and then you reroll ones for discovery.
Yeah. So the reroll ones will be on both units because it's Locus of Fecundity, I think. That's you choose basically a Nurgle character, and then it gives a 6-inch aura to give reroll Disgusting Resilience of 1.
And it's not wholly within, you just tag one model there.
One whole dude.
And then you're laughing.
Yeah, which is going to be within 6 for the morale anyway. Yeah. So
one whole dude is within 6. And
it's just free real estate.
Plague Bearers.
It's free real estate. It's free real estate.
I'm looking at the table, Mikey. Aceface looks like he's in trouble.
He does look like he's in trouble. I mean, Reece did write this game.
Reece did write ITC.
He wrote it last night before bed.
So, for those guys that are watching that maybe don't know how ITC works, Mikey, should we just explain quickly?
We'll go for a quick rundown.
So basically, there's going to be objects on the board. Sorry, just getting an update from the table. So Aceface did use Insane Bravery, like we said, to make sure the red Plague Bearers don't run away.
So he spent 2 CP,
keep the screen
but the screen lives. It lives to tell the tale, maybe, from 1 turn at least, before he gets gunned down by more Scout Bikers.
Dick Vanderhaast says,
look at Ace like a boss doing his own squad. There you go, so we've had the update. So I believe that is the end of Reece's turn. So we're going into Ace's turn 3 now.
I've just had an update from table 2, Mikey.
Shall we cut over to table 2 and have a look? Because we've seen that.
The nicest man in Wargaming and Nick Nanavati.
Yeah, it's Plague Bearer movement, we don't care.
Yeah, Plague Bearers move.
There's still quite a bit, but one of them's not moving.
So in the shooting phase, nothing much of note happened except the fact that the 3 Thud guns that we have fabled for so long, these amazing units, all 3 of them shot into a single unit of Blue Brothers, and they killed 5. They're just guardsmen, Mikey. That's 3 Thunderfire cannons firing into a unit of guardsmen and killed 5.
And this is where Marines are going to struggle because Thunderfire cannons are so good at killing infantry because they're strength 5, -1 damage, which is good. But if you play pure Marines, you become -2 because of the Devastator doctrine. However, Tommy's playing a soup, so he doesn't get the full Angels of Death roll. He still gets reroll morale. He still gets Bolt of Discipline, which he doesn't have any bolters anyway. So there you go. But what he would have is Devastator doctrine, which is for a Space Marine army, you have Devastator, Tactical, and Assault doctrine in that order. Turn 1, you're in Devastator. It adds 1 AP to all your heavy weapons,
and that's for free.
It's free real estate.
Well done, you are Space Marines. Make all of your guns.
Well done, bro. You done good.
Congratulations.
So he doesn't have that because he's souping. So this is interesting change of rule set.
Yeah. So instead of punishing soup, you just promote non-soup, Mikey, which is a really good way of doing it.
Yeah.
Because you don't prevent people from playing what they want, but you also promote people from playing the things. You don't punish people for playing pure factions, but you also don't punish people for playing soup.
Yeah, exactly.
You just promote pure faction rather than demoting soup, which is great because it means people can continue to play what they want. I've just heard from the table that the Knights are opening fire now.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens in that regard.
Sure. A couple of questions in the chat. It looks like Reece is a very tactical player, quite a pleasure to watch. Yeah, so like obviously when you're trying to decide who's going to be on
spot though, Mikey, like.
when you've got these sort of caliber of players in the invitation, which are some of the best players in the world are in this room, which is a bit amazing to be.
Yeah.
It's amazing to have the opportunity to bring that information, hot action to you guys.
Hot to your screen.
But yeah, so like Reece has been playing Marines for a very long time, and obviously he's quite good with them. And obviously they've got a new codex as well, so there's lots of tricks that they've been doing for a long time, but now they just do it better.
Yeah, exactly.
Now they do it better.
They're just better.
Just better.
Do it the same.
So it looks
better.
It looks like Tommy is absolutely mincing that horde that was blocking him in a second ago.
Yep. But like we've already said though, Mikey, the problem is against GSC that the juicy stuff that you want to kill is not on the board.
No,
that's not going to come until next turn. He'll probably spend command points to be 3 inches away again and just do the same all over again. But next time, Muscle Beach comes to the party, Mikey, and we've got Aberrants. And Aberrants are not fun to play against.
So shall I ignore the Thunderfires and go for the Whirlwind? I'm playing pure Imperial Fist. So it depends what's in your list. If you're playing Imperial Fist, if you got lots of intercessors, you don't need to worry too much about the Thunderfires.
Yep.
If you got loads of intercessors, you want to kill the Scorpius because that straight 2 damage -2, which would be really good.
Be really, really good.
Nice. I am pure haywire 10d6 worth. Nice.
16d6.
16. Oh, okay, sorry, that's a little bit too far away.
So just looking across the table, one Mikey.
Shall we call it? Let's go.
You see Aceface memeasuring some stuff with that Demon Prince. He's not sure if you should go for it or not.
He's thinking about some sniping powers. So obviously, with Thousand Suns, they have loads of psychic powers, and most of them are just choose a unit within 18. Most of them are just choose a unit, which is really good. So what it means is he can just target any unit he wants, including characters, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to kill the characters that are providing buffs. But with this list, I don't know if he actually needs them. I mean, he's got Carnivite, which is re-rolling 1s to hit, which is really good. But like, is that a massive issue when you've got so many shots? Because you have shotguns, so every model has 2 shots. The Sergeant has a Stormbolt as well, so that's another 4 shots because of Bolt of Discipline. And every single bike has a twin bolt gun, so it's 4 shots each. So each bike has 6 to 8 shots each. So does he need re-roll 1s to hit when he's got that many shots?
Damage.
A lot of damage.
Just an update from Table 1 from Elliot there. Thank you very much, Elliot, for the update. Aceface decided to... You empower the Knight, basically, don't you?
What, sorry?
You empower the Chaos Knights at the start of each movement phase.
Yeah, so they are the Infernal Household. So what you do is you choose a buff, or you roll for a buff.
We took +1 strength and +1 damage, and 3 damage taken on the Knight.
Okay, so you choose a weapon and you buff it.
Turn 2.
So you fill it with power, fill it with demonic rage, and make it +1 strength and +1 damage. Which means those autocannons can be strength 8 and 4 damage, which is really good.
It really didn't do much.
Hashtag nerf Marine. No, Ficini. No. I've been in the dark for a long time with Space Marines. It is about time they started doing something, especially with a cool army like a brigade with a drop pod and a single grav cannon. That's what you need. That's what you need. Someone explain the duck. The duck's interesting. The duck off.
Both tied the primary this turn because Nick obviously got the hold 1, hold more, and the bonus.
I had to actually do some work. How's Table 2 going? Did the Swords Massacre the first night? So we're going to go to Table 2 because we're going to get an update. However, the Swords got in, but Tommy's playing Tyrannus Knight, so he gets a 6 up ignore damage. He survived on 7 wounds from that combat.
He did.
So what else has happened, Toby?
So in reply, Tom hoped to do a little bit more damage, but he's looking okay. So we've got 2 Reaper points, which means he's killed over 50 models.
Okay.
Over 40. But I've just opened the table, it's 50 models slain already. Still plenty to go.
So is it turn 3 on that table?
It's Nick's turn 3 now.
Okay.
Just into next turn 3. As you can see, he's moving up. We saw him previously looking at Tom's deployment like a hawk, trying to find out where he can and where he cannot go.
Yeah.
What we'll see from Nick now is probably all the toys coming to the party, putting in the final punch and maybe taking it out. Tom hoped to kill a lot more than he did. He did score kill more. He did score Butcher's Bill. So he is in good stead in that regard. But there's plenty of things that could have gone his way that didn't go his way. The fearless bubble, that comes from the Patriarch for GSC has proved instrumental for Nick. It meant he didn't lose 3 extra units that had very little models left. So that prevents more Butcher's Bills being scored. Doesn't prevent them from being scored later on in the game, but it definitely stops them for the time being.
Sure. How is we can hear the table boss audio. That's annoying, isn't it? We'll give a look.
Okay, well, we'll have a look into that,
Nikos. Okay, so apologies, Dan isn't muted. Thank you. Thanks, Nikos. Appreciate it. See, it's good to have people who know what's happening.
Yeah, thanks, Nikos.
In the stream to help
But
us out with that.
If anything, it helps you guys understand what's going on at the table.
So
as well.
that was the double audio stream that we didn't hear. So Dan has been heard all day, all game so far. Now he won't be able to be heard. So thank you very much, Nikos.
1 hour 13 minutes in. Thanks, Nikos.
How is the LGT ruling they came from below? So this is an interesting one, but I believe they'll probably play it the same as the drop pod.
Yeah.
So you can come in after turn 3.
Yeah, for sure.
Or turn 6 if you want to.
So we're just looking here. I can see Aceface's table here from here, Mikey. Sorry.
Is Mohawk playing? No, he's not playing in the Invitational. He's playing tomorrow though. So it's Nick's turn 3. It looks like obviously this is the movement phase. He's got all the characters behind a big screen. That's probably a unit of rock swords, I believe. We've got the ducks keeping an eye, but obviously it's Nick's deep strike phase essentially. The end of the movement phase is going to be interesting. So
exactly. We'll come back to table 2 when Nick has finished the movement and deep striking shenanigans.
Apologise for that, Shaky Tom.
An update from
Thanks,
table
Nikos.
1.
There we go. Table 1. Here we go.
So Aceface failed to cast Mazimura Pestilence.
Ooh.
But with a CP, he got it on. So the power is on. So they are -1 to hit. He's opened up with 2 smites into Devastator's Mikey and killed the whole unit.
Okay, that's pretty good for 2
he got a
smites.
super smite from the first smite and killed 4 of them.
Okay.
Obviously, with no feel, no pains or anything in order. All he needs is 1 wound, that's 1 dead Devastator. So that's the Devastator's dealt with. It'll be interesting to see how he deals with the bikes. Realistically, he can't really pile in that far. Maybe he'll get 6 or 7 play bearers fighting. So killing them is going to be a task. Ideally, I guess what he wants is for the Demon Princes to be able to get in there and fight them. But I am very worried now that if that screen isn't there, the repulsor has free reign to sort of fly it in and get some damage where it needs to be.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's on that flank, which is a really good position.
It's
for it
very
to be.
safe, isn't it?
Yeah,
very safe from Reece. It's been a good game to see from Reece's perspective so far. I think he's playing it really well. Remains to be seen what will happen in the remainder of the game, but I think Reece is in a good spot. Commanding position.
Obviously, all those bikes have 2 wounds each. They're still in combat, so you can't really shoot them. Yep. And there's just what?
Well, he doesn't really shoot anyway, right?
Well, yeah, it's true. I mean, he's got the knights.
He's got 1 war dog and one knight.
The knight is stood on the hill now. We'll get side view.
3 wounds dealt from Doomball, Mikey. So every
into which unit?
Into the scouts.
Into the scout bikes.
Scout bikes. We can't actually see where the 25 scouts are. I mean, they're just in the buildings scoring those objectives.
Yeah, so they're protecting the Thunderfire cannon in the bottom. They're on the objective 1, which is from this view, the top left. Top left, and then they just
your screen now, guys.
And then the L shape in the middle top, they're hiding in there as well.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah. Having 2 tables is nice because it doesn't get stale.
No. It's a lot of talking, though.
It's so much talking. I can already feel my voice
now
going.
you can't hear Danny. I know his voice is beautiful.
We're 1 hour 16 in.
1 hour 16 in, we find out he's not muted.
Novocaine from the Souls.
Hellstorm Profesh.
Novocaine from the Soul says, do you think Mohawk would appreciate me telling him that Knights are easy mode in 40k?
Well, there you go. Yeah, probably. He'd probably love that.
So we actually had another technical issue with Dan, and he couldn't hear me speaking. And he's just found out that he had his phone on speaker mode, not headphones.
So you've been talking in his pocket all day.
So I've been talking into his pocket all day.
Guys, this is absolutely great. Like, it's amazing because we're in London. This is the London Grand Tournament. I don't know if you knew.
Yeah,
this is the invitation.
It's in London.
But we did all this in Gibraltar once, and we went fine.
Yeah,
we just had quite a few technical issues
this
this
morning.
morning.
First ever one as well. So.
Yeah, and then somebody asked us to do this one, so there you go.
I wish you guys could see Tom's headband. Hopefully we'll get an interview with him after the game.
Mate, I'd love to see Tom's headband. It's so ridiculous. He's such a legend, is Tom. But he looks like he's having a tough time in that game. That's the issue.
Yeah, it looks like it's a struggle.
Yeah. So I believe it's still a psychic phase of table 1.
Yep.
So I think it's deployment, 2nd or 4th or 5th deployment phase for Nick. So I should cut there because I believe he's deep striking the rest of his units.
Have you guys got a favourite list and/or player for this event? Also, love having this on in the background. So thank you for that, anyway, guys.
Appreciate
Mikey,
it, dude.
Do you have? Let's say a favourite. Who is your favourite? Without bias, we'll keep bias out.
So I can't choose Space Marines because I do love them.
If you genuinely think Space Marines are going to win, then you can.
They are red Space Marines as well.
Are you talking about Reece himself?
I mean, he wrote the rules pack, right?
Yeah, it's got to be him. He wrote the rules pack.
Yeah, so I think Reece's list is really good.
Yeah.
Because it's really good at killing hordes and it has a lot of firepower.
Yeah.
The problem is, I think in a flyer matchup, which there is quite a lot of this weekend, I think it's going to struggle.
Yeah.
Because it can kill 1 or 2 flyers, but like once you kill 1 or 2, what about the other 7?
7 more, right?
So I think a flyer game is probably going to take it this weekend. That's my Not my favourite.
There's plenty of them.
My prediction.
Well, obviously we have some really high key players playing flyers as well. We have obviously Manichima playing flyers, Mikey.
Yeah.
Who previously took the Imperium soup, but since thrown that to the wayside in favour of faster, more competitive army almost, and the flyers better in a singles event. I'm going to go slightly left field, Mikey.
Ooh.
Could be controversial, but I'll say it. I think that my favourite might be Simon Pudis with Tau.
Yeah, he's been doing really well.
The Tau list he has, and Tau in general, are really good against Marines.
Yeah.
Can deal with Knights. And he has a lot of velocity trackers and stuff to do with flyers as well.
Yeah, he's currently playing Patrick Sanfilippo.
Yeah, so
which is an interesting matchup.
It could be an interesting match. We could find
spicy drama.
We could find out that he's out of the Invitational after round 1.
Drama alert, guys. There's some spicy beef between those two after a game at one of the Heat finals. Exactly. So there you go.
And what you'll find in Invitationals especially, but generally in 5-round events anyway, you need to have a bit of luck in matchups, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you get knocked out if you lose a matchup.
Sure.
So we could see a list that is possibly not the best.
Scarred Cast, thank you very much for following, dude. Appreciate it. How you doing?
Amazing.
Good Mr. Stuff. Scary himself.
So you could see a list that's probably not the best list, but gets 5 really good matchups and win all 5 matchups. For example, if you get lucky and play a list that is designed to kill flyers, I know Joshua Def has a list that's designed to kill flyers, expecting lots of flyers.
Yeah.
If you played against 5 flyer lists with that list, you would be in good stead to win the event.
Sure.
So you need a bit of luck along the way, but there are certainly some good players that are definitely in with a shout. Manichima being one of them.
Yeah.
James Mackenzie, Nick Nanavati, Reece, Simon Pudis, plenty of players out there.
Yeah, exactly. So weird to see play bearers being wrapped instead of doing the wrapping. Yeah, so that's the thing with Space Marines. You have so many attacks, but obviously because you've got so many bodies, you've got to protect them as much as possible. So you've got to hide as much as possible and wrap everything you can. And Boston 3, thank you very much for the follow. Looks like we're going to Reese's movement phase. Who else be saying?
Wow, just got an update from Table 1, Mikey.
Okay.
As you can see, Reece just took that repulsor off.
Where's it gone?
It's gone, mate. It's dead.
It's dead?
And it went bang as well. So it's in range of some stuff.
There you go. So the Imperial Knight, I presume, killed that?
Yeah.
The Chaos Knight.
So we pay 2 CP. We roll off our hits.
Legend.
Because that's a Chaos Knight thing, apparently. And the Lightning Cannon, which has a really weird, obnoxious name, which I will read out now.
Here we go.
It's called... oh no, it's just called Lightning Cannon.
The Lightning Cannon.
It's just called the Lightning Cannon.
Thunder and Bolton Lightning Cannon.
I thought it'd be called something like the Dominus class Lightning Blaster or something like that, but no, it's just called Lightning Cannon.
Yeah.
That shot into the repulsor and did 12 damage, and the repulsor already took 3 damage from a War Dog, Mikey, so the repulsor's gone. So the previous threat that we were talking about is gone, and now all of a sudden Reece is in a slightly stickier position because I think he still has the Vanguard Vets and Deep Strike.
Yeah, which is
good.
good.
They can come down and do some damage.
Yeah.
But once those screens have gone, he's going to have free reign with those Vanguard Vets. But I imagine the plan with the repulsor was to send it forward and get into some positions where he didn't really want.
Yeah.
Ace didn't want him to be.
Points with flyers and ITC is that you can be boosted, and Reece does have enough models to cover the few injuries. Yeah, it's true. I mean, flyers are quite good in ITC because you don't need to hold objective. You just need to hold 1 and maybe hold 2 to get hold more. But they are quite strong still because you can score recon with them and stuff. So what did Tom bring? He brought Imperiums. He's got Knights, Admech, and like a Rusty 17, and then some Thunderfire cannons. So look, just looks like So Nick still has quite a lot in reserve.
Yeah.
I think he's just about to bring it all down. So we just cut away from that for now.
We can slip over into Table 1. Table 2 rather.
Yeah.
It looks like he's bringing in the Aberrants now. So
here we go.
Good time to
Spicy
watch.
view.
You can see his big tray.
He's got the demo
of
bikes which are in reserve. They came from below, so they can come in any turn after this. Are those red white scars? They certainly are.
They're red scars, Mikey.
Red scars.
Red scars.
Yeah.
Red scars.
So as you can see, Nick it's the deployment phase, I think. Have they been messing about for an hour? Oh wait, no, it's G to the cult. You just set up half your army every turn.
Yeah.
Every turn, half of it every turn for 4 turns.
Here and there.
Yeah.
and then miraculously everything's dead and you win.
Yeah.
That's how G to the cult work, right?
Yeah. So Tom's managed to screen out with 3 Knights for 3 turns, which is actually quite good.
Yeah. No, that's
so
really good.
I'm surprised it lasted that long.
Really good. It's just about holding his ground and not giving up the ball, which is something that we've seen. I mean, Nick is ahead by 3 points at the start of his turn. So after his turn, he'll be ahead by even more.
Yeah. Exactly, and obviously he's Tyranny, so he has a 6 up ignore damage unless it's mortal wounds.
Zombie Knights.
Zombie Knights, yeah. So on a 3 CP, they can get back up on D3 wounds, I believe it is. I think it's D3 wounds.
Yes, D3 wounds.
Yeah, and then he has a CP. If he needs it, 1 CP he can act as if he had full wounds, so he can have a 1 wound Knight hitting on 3s, wounding, BS3, weapon skill 3. Well, the thing is, Nick has a type of vet. It's called a planned generation in the makings, which is 1 use only, but you can stop one of Tom's stratagems going off, which is probably going to be a get back up. I imagine that's where he's going to use it, or act at full wounds, one or the other. Okay, and Knight is about to get 18/36 D6 flaming shots with wound rerolls. Yeah, exactly.
So sorry, Mikey. So
tell me all about it.
In Nick's third deployment phase, the aberrants used perfect ambush.
Yeah,
they're 4 inches away from the knights now, and then we also have lying wait from the hand flamer acolytes.
Okay.
And just to let you guys know, the hand flamer acolytes, there is a unit of 18 hand flamers.
18 hand flamers. That's 18 D6 hits, rerolling wounds. Yeah. At least I'm 3, but you know.
Well, who cares?
Yeah, you got 18 D6 hits.
Yeah, I mean you have to get 6s, but 18 D6 on average is.
Yeah. So on average, 18 times 4.
Yeah, here we go.
So 72 hits. I might have just done it in my head. Quick maths. Quick maths.
Okay, and then that
was that right?
12 wounds, right?
Yeah.
Is that 72 divided by 6 is 12?
Yeah. It's decent. It's decent.
12 wounds.
Yeah.
For a unit that costs 166 points.
Bad Moon Cafe, is that a commercial or Boris is there? Boris is playing in the Invitational, but also Bad Moon Cafe have sponsored the stream, so they made it possible to buy all this extra equipment so we can do a really good job. So what you hear and what you see is thanks to Bad Moon. So thank you very much to those guys. Jesus, half the GSC stuff isn't even on the table yet. They just keep. That's the problem. There's just so many sewers.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's where they are. They actually bring like 6,000 points, but no one realizes. Do you know when you kill a unit and then another one comes back? It's like, I'm sure I killed the one. No, I've got 2.
No,
I've got 2. I've got 3. Honest.
Well, you get so much stuff. I mean, the most expensive unit in the army is a unit of aberrants for 252 points.
Yeah, and they are nails.
They
can't kill them.
Horrendous.
They're like mini wave serpents.
Yeah, but even better because they have a gazillion attacks with those improvised weapons.
Yeah, just a lamp post.
The stop signs.
A mining pick.
The stop signs.
Ridiculous.
And even like the hand flame is 166 points. And even the acolytes, the 15 acolytes with 4 rock swords, which are basically thunderhammers, only 155 points.
It's time the commentators to bring up their East European accent. Death to capitalism. We went to Bad Moon yesterday. It was really, really nice. So really, really impressed with it. So it looks like we're going to get
a psychic phase update from
psychic
Nick.
Phase on table 2. What's happening? Let's cut to a side view.
So mind control was successful.
Mind control was successful. That's not good.
So the Graya Admech detachment are coming in hot.
Oh no!
Mind control went off on a night, preventing Overwatch, and then Tom 6 on the Graya stratagem, and that failed. So we dispelled that.
Wow. Okay.
Good stuff.
So they have a stratagem to deny psychic power on a 4+.
So Might from Beyond failed, even with CP reroll. So that's bad psychic so far from Nick.
Yeah. Oh snap! Tom didn't have anything within an inch. No, he didn't. So that's the issue with knights. He's got to hide everything. That's the problem.
Did get a successful smite though, Mikey, and one of the knights only has 2 wounds left now.
Oh no! And he can't take a 6-up ignore damage on this.
No, because it's not a targeted attack. Is that right?
Exactly. It's because it's a mortal wound.
Yeah.
So definitely better stream than last year, as well as the terrain. Well, thank you very much. Mr. 123.
Zan said.
Zan said. Thank you very much, dude. I really appreciate it. And yeah, the terrain's really a lot better. Obviously, they took a big public image beating last year from the terrain. It was dreadful.
Really
not, you know. It was shit. But this year they've done a really good job.
Past the watershed yet.
Yeah. TT combat have done really good. It's after 9.
Well, yeah, technically it is after 9.
So yeah, they've done a really good job. So the terrain looks really good. They're currently setting up all the 200 other tables. I'll post a picture on Facebook in a bit.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So,
Zan said he's pronounced correctly. There we go. There we go.
If you want to go to the top down on table 2, Mikey,
we'll
just briefly describe the situation that we have at the minute. So you can see all of the GC the cults bearing down on the knights there, Mikey.
Okay.
And if Nick does this correctly with all the improviser weapons and the power picks and the aberrants, it's quite possible that we'd see all 3 knights killed this turn.
Sure.
I mean, he does have Sanctuary on one of them, so the 5+ invulnerable combat, which is great.
It's decent. One of them has a 2-up save.
Exactly.
So at least they're all going to get saves.
So they will get saves, which is important.
Yeah.
But I think on average, the knights will fall over this turn, and if they don't fall over, they'll be severely damaged. So we'll have to see what happens in that regard. And then it's just down to the flood guns, Mikey, and I'm not sure they've got what it takes.
Okay. Yeah, that is going to be an issue, to be honest. Why are you bringing Imperial Knights? Where are the Eldar? Maybe we'll be able to ask him.
Where are the orcs?
I haven't seen any orcs.
There's one orc player.
One orc player. Boris?
Yeah, man.
Oh, Boris. He's a great
guy.
guy.
And it's a cookie cutter orc list, but he does really well with it and he knows how to use it.
Well, he's been playing Drukhari all year. Now he's playing orcs.
Yeah.
What a weirdo.
Jumps on the orcs.
There we go.
They're actually bad moon as well.
Bad moon orcs, obviously. I think he's a main infiltrator to deploy 9 inches away from the whirlwind and shoot it with every 6 to do 2 all 2 wounds as Imperium Fist. That'd be decent.
The problem with that is he probably won't let you do that, right?
Yeah, that's the issue, because you can infiltrate 9 away, but will he let you get that close?
Yeah.
You can also can't go within his deployment zone, so turn 1, you're at least 21 inches away.
And you've got to remember the whirlwind doesn't need line of sight. So that's going to be hidden.
Yeah. And also, I mean, yeah, you can stand still and bolt to discipline, but the issue is, are you going to be able to see it? Are you going to get that close?
Mighty Memnon, morning boys, morning.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream for everyone that's just joined in.
Welcome to the Invitational Knockout Tournament. So this is 32 of the probably the best or biggest players in 40k in the world.
Yeah.
Battling out in a knockout tournament. So winner stays on.
Winner stays on.
Yeah. So we currently 32 players. We're going to have 16 after this. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know what he's going to do about a draw. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hopefully there's no draws. There you go.
Well, fingers crossed. It just go down to a tiebreaker of some description, I imagine. Yeah. Or maybe the fabled roll-off, but I can't imagine that being
it's Dave. Happy birthday, Dave. It's your birthday today, isn't it?
His birthday today.
I think so. I got a notification on Facebook about someone's birthday this morning.
You're just going to confirm now.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dave. Yay. Almighty Memnon.
Birthday to you.
Kyle Mark Thompson he's in the event, and he's also commenting on Facebook on something.
Wow.
So just his shirt in, Toby, says Ollie.
Wow.
There we go.
Just to put it into perspective, none of these games are finished yet, Mikey. We're an hour and a half in. It just shows you the caliber of player that these are going to come down to the wire every game.
Yeah, exactly.
So get an update from Table 2.
We're getting an update from Table 2, but on Table 1, it looks like it's Reece's turn. It looks like he's going to finally deploy those Vanguard veterans. Obviously, losing the repulsor on the flank was bad, but he's just got so many bodies on the board now compared to Ace's minimal Plague Bearers now. He has what looks like about 8 or 9. Chris from SN, thank you very much for following, dude. It's like 8 or 9 in the backfield, protecting his characters. However, we have the Great Khan. Let me see if I can draw it. So we have the Plague Bearers here. Just JK91, thank you very much for follow. But we have the Great Khan here. The Great Khan on bike. In there. So are we going to do an update of Table 2?
We are indeed.
Shall we cut to it? Shall we have a look?
Yeah, brilliant. So at the end of the shooting phase for Nick Nanavati and his Genestealer cult, the knight in the bottom of your screen suffered 8 wounds from the mining lasers.
Okay.
But no damage dealt to the knight with 2 wounds remaining, which is just on the top left-hand side of your screen. So what we have now is knights left on very, very few. I mean, one of them has 16 wounds, one of them is full, as far as I'm aware, and one of them has 2 wounds remaining.
Sure.
The one that is full is the one that is currently about to get battered by some avalanche making.
Not good.
No, it could be a tough turn for Tom. We'll see what happens. We're into Nick's charge phase, so we'll stay with you on camera now. We'll see some charge instances. Looks like that one was successful. Oh no,
that's Overwatch.
Death from the Overwatch. Mikey. Yeah, that's right.
That transition is gloriously smooth. Thank you, dude. Wasn't the knight at the bottom only on 7 wounds to begin with, or did he CP heal it?
I think it was so basically what happened is Tom moved his knights around to make sure that when stuff came in, it didn't kill the knight that was on 2 wounds.
Cheeky, sneaky
so it looks
boy.
Like they just stayed still, but in actual fact, the knights have moved and shuffled positions to make sure that they don't die straight away.
Yeah.
Again, we're just in Nick's charge phase. We'll see when these charges land, because this could be quite important. Still more models dying to Overwatch. Muck Tic Tac says it looks like a real esports show.
Is it real sports? This is sports. You sit and you roll dice. This is a sport. It's T-sport anyway.
I think
copyright Rob Symes.
I think he's trying to give us a compliment, Mikey. We should just take it. Almost. Emphasis on the almost.
Take it. So whilst Nick is doing all the charges, because he's got about 19 to do, shall we get an update from Tank?
That sounds like a good idea.
So Tank, our roving reporter, copyright honest Wargamer, is going to be giving an update about all the other tables around the event.
Hello, everyone. So, keeping an eye on those games we've been looking at from earlier. Malik has board control in his game. He's lost his Relic Scorpius and one of his Dreadnoughts. He wasn't able to kill that much more because a lot of Paz's stuff was still off the table. And just as I left the table, then the drop pod devastators were coming in, and the 3 outflanking tank commanders were arriving on the edges of the board. So Malik has the board control. It's how much damage Paz can do. He's sort of playing his aces now, really. Josh and Manny, they're still in Manny's first turn. When I left the table, then Josh still had not left much, but Josh made a bit of a mess in his first turn. The Space Marines really putting in work against the Flyers. Manny lost 3 of his 8 his Eldar flyers, and 2 of the 5 he's got left are badly wounded. Josh was telling me that there was an intercessor combo that he used, which they were both surprised how much damage it did. He had 15 intercessors that were Crimson Fists, and he used the Grey Shield stratagem to give them the Imperial Fists chapter tactics as well, and that meant every 6 he got would explode into 3 hits. And with the chapter master rerolls, rerolling all hits now instead of failed, and now the modifier doesn't come into play. He was able to get loads of 6s, and he killed a lot of planes with those intercessors. James and Marcus Hinson. Marcus Hinson still has 2 knights left. James was able to finish off one of the knights with his hand flamers. I didn't ask if Marcus tried to get the knight back up because it was Tyrannus. Possibly James could have vected that though. Marcus has killed the hand flamer bomb in return, but he's running out of options a bit now. He's got 2 knights left, but he's losing a lot of his. He's lost a lot of his scoring units now, and not got much board presence left. And James still has a Roxor unit in reserves, and he's still got all his mining lasers left. Dan Bates versus Rickard Nielsen. Dan Bates, as I said last time, he brought in his 2 drop pods. Rickard was able to shoot off those 2 drop pods and their contents, and just as I left, Dan was bringing in another 3 drop pods, the rest of his army, and it's looking like that's going in Rickard's favour unless Dan can put in some real work with those drop pods, because Rickard's got the board control and he's got the sort of numbers advantage and the firepower advantage now. Simon Pridis and Patrick Sanfilippo. As we said, Simon managed to do quite a lot of damage on his first turn. In return, Patrick only killed some cheap units, some piranhas, drones, and fire warriors. When I left, there was a bit of a dispute going on about pile-ins with a smash captain, and it was getting quite heated. And I'll go and check back in on that shortly. But yeah, that was fun. What have we got else for you? That's it right now. Innis is continuing to shoot Plague Bearers in his second turn, just rolling dice furiously. There was also an interesting, it'd be unfair to say an argument, but there was like a judge query because Innis had completely filled a level with troops, but he'd left a small gap round the back of the hill. So he'd sort of found a bit of a, you could say, a loophole in the rules pack where, because there was a gap around the back, the Plague Bearers couldn't charge the guys on the front and wobbly model because there was a gap for a model around the back, and he ruled in his favour that the Plague Bearers could not charge. But we'll go into some more detail and maybe draw you some pictures on that ruling later, because it'll be interesting for this weekend. And yeah, I'll take you back to Mikey and Toby.
There we go, guys. Thank you very much, Tank, for that awesome update. Here we are live at the London Grand Tournament. This is the Invitational Knockout Tournament. 32 of the best or most well-known players in the world are in this very room. And we're here to bring you all of the hot action, hot, spicy action. Obviously, there's some spicy drama coming from Patrick's and Simon's table, who obviously that was going to happen. So there you go. If there is a fight, don't worry, we have a camera set up so you can see.
We've got that side. We are lucky enough to be bringing you action from Nick Nanavati, Tom Leighton, Reece, Robbins, and Aceface, John Hickton in the 2 games we are commentating on in round 1, Mikey. And just to give you an update during Tank's update, updates upon updates. From table 1 with Aceface and Reece, we've actually had the Scout Bikers move out, like you can see.
Okay.
The successfully cast the White Scars power to +2 to charge.
Nice.
So all of a sudden these can retreat, they can shoot, and they can charge.
Okay.
So these bolters,
like minimal CP.
The bolters are going to rain down. They're going to cause an absolute nightmare for Ace. And I honestly think that Ace is in a really bad spot, Mikey.
Yeah.
The Vanguard vets are down. The Chapter Master is there. Everyone's getting the reroll hits.
Yeah.
Those Scout Bikers are going to put the work in. It looks like both players are enjoying the game, which is great.
That's good. Good.
But it looks like Ace might
They've been very amicable with each other.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it looks like that across all the event, apart from some of the games that we can't see, which we can't comment on. But the two games that we're looking at...
most of them are fine.
Yeah, the two games that we're looking at.
There's one in particular that's spicy and drama, but there you go.
I was trying to be politically correct and not speak about the games that we don't know.
Yeah. Did you just say Tom Leighton? That's who I'm playing tomorrow. Well, Tom Leighton is on table 2. He's playing Nick Nanavati right now. So,
so speaking of table 2, Mikey,
shall we cut over? Shall we go and have a look? Let's go and have a look at Tom's list. There you go. Get all the intel from here. So this is Tom. This is his 3 knights, his Thunderfire cannons and some Admech versus Nick Nanavati, one of the most well-known competitive players in the world. Obviously winning LVO last year, the Las Vegas Open. He's charging to these knights with some aberrants, and Toby's going to tell me what he's done.
Yeah, so doing. On table 2, Nick has basically a great play, which I'm sure we'll see throughout the weekend and sure you guys know anyway. He's trying to bait out the Overwatch with some weaker squads, Mikey.
Okay.
So he's charging with Brew Brothers, things like that, which are slightly longer charges, but if the Overwatch goes through and kills 5 of them, he doesn't really care, right? He just wants to tag it, so then his aberrants are free and take no Overwatch when they go in. That wasn't the case. Nick actually ended up losing the squad of Brew Brothers and failing his charges, so he basically gave the squad away for free.
Okay.
He ended up having to charge the aberrants, and they got exactly what they needed to make the charge. I think it was an 8-inch charge, and he rolled exactly an 8, so he just got in on that by the skin of his teeth. For 2 CP, the Patriarch tried to charge a unit of the Rangers and 1 Thunderfire cannon.
Okay.
But Tom was able for 2 CP to use the Tower Overwatch stratagem for the greater good, the Ultramarine one.
Yeah, sure. So Defenders of Humanity, I think
Defenders of Humanity, so all the Thud guns and the Whirlwind shot him.
So 3 units within 6 can Overwatch at the same time.
Exactly. They didn't kill the Patriarch, and then the Patriarch failed its charge. So it was basically a lot of fuss about nothing.
A lot of rolling dice and not a lot else
if the Patriarch gets in there, that's bad news, because then it's all tagged, and that probably would have been the game, honestly. But that is not the case. Tom will live to fight another day.
Very good. Very, very good.
And then the 2 wounds, the knight that had 2 wounds left was killed by the aberrants. Okay. Tom then declared there and then that knight will be a zombie knight and get back up, because you have to declare when the knight dies in that phase. Nick decided not to vex it.
Interesting.
So he's going to keep it alive. For what reason, I'm not really sure.
Because it's another kill one next turn, I suppose. If it's only on 1 wound, I mean, the knight is probably going to try and act on full wounds, which I reckon that's where he'll vex.
And then he'll vex that, yeah.
So what it means is Tom spends a lot of CP for a knight to do, not a lot.
Yeah.
So
that's true. That's a good point. Good point.
That's what I reckon. So he'll get back up on like D3 wounds. It'll come back with 2, let's say on average, and then he'll try and act on full wounds for 1 CP Machine Spirit Resurgent.
Yep.
Which I reckon Nick will vex.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That knight's just hitting on 5s.
Yeah.
Probably in combat.
Exactly. It's out of the game, right?
So, but Tom did say at the beginning when we got our spicy intel that Tom told me that he was going to screen with his knights for as long as possible and just keep shooting with the third gun, because that's what he needs to do.
That's what he needs to do. The problem is, I mean, you can see from the screen, it's almost like we're playing Warhammer 40k on a 2x2 board.
Yeah, Nick's just got all of the board, and then they're playing in this corner. So you can come find my game, table 43, round 1. Defensive focus. Thank you, Mick Tic Tac. Do you guys know by chance what list the guy played Imperial Fist? So that's Joshua Death versus Manny, I think. It's an anti-fly list, and not that much. It's Imperial Fist, but you'll have to check on Facebook for all of the lists.
So Nick spent command points to fight a game with the Aberrants, Mikey.
Okay.
So we can expect some more damage coming in, and Tom did successfully get his knight back up.
Right.
So we're just rolling the wounds remaining on the knight now, and then Nick will be swinging again. I don't actually think that the Aberrants will be able to swing into the knight. I'm pretty sure the knight would have to get back up at the end of the fight phase.
It will get up at the end of the fight phase, yeah.
But then at what point...
So they...
Do the Aberrants fight again at the end of the fight phase?
Or maybe they get up instantly. It might be slightly different. So it looks like that knight has been removed. It didn't explode. Oops. So it must get back up instantly.
Yeah. So basically, what happened? The reason why it wasn't vectored, like we explained, the knight got back up instantly.
So
Nick fights again and just
punch
kills
it.
the knight.
Yeah, that's fair.
So basically, it just baited Tom to spend 3 command points for absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So the Tyrannus knight comes back up. Nick goes, "Okay, that's cool. I'm going
GG.
to fight you again, bro." And then we can see here now. The knight is on the table. The knight is off.
Poor knight.
No.
Time Mikey, we'll go check it out. I apologise that we don't have all the lists handy, but there is no online list document. All the other lists can be seen on BCP.
Yep.
So you can look at them there.
That's for the Open though, not for the Invitation.
Yeah. Oh, it's done at the end of the phase. Well, since it's Nick's turn, he chooses the order. Okay, so what happens is they both get played at the end of the phase. They both get back up.
They both get played simultaneously, but that can't happen.
Yeah.
So Nick decides.
So because it's Nick's turn, he decides. So he goes, okay, your knight gets back up and then I fight again. Unlucky.
Unlucky.
So shall we get some information from table 1? Shall we go and have a look what's happening? It looks like some spicy stuff is happening.
It looks like there's not a lot of chaos left.
There's not a lot of chaos left now. So, it looks like a lot of stuff's charged into combat. And Ace is rolling loads of dice. Can we find out what those dice are?
Just trying to get an update from table 1. You can see from the board that Reece's original position, just trapped behind the box at the top, has since changed dramatically.
Yeah.
And he's in a really good spot at the minute. He's in a commanding spot. There's hardly any plague bearers left. The ones that are left are stuck where they are. Ace is very, very unlikely to get Butcher's Bill. Very, very unlikely to finish off Old School. Yeah. And I think Reece's characters are pretty safe at the minute.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, as we said, Nikos, so because it's at the end of the phase and it's Nick's turn, they both happen at the end of this phase, so Nick chooses the order. So he chooses the knight to get back up and then he chooses his unit to fight twice.
Muck-tic-tac, just to clear that one up.
Double donut, thank you very much.
The Farmer was in range of 1 Thunderfire Cannon and a unit of Rangers and declared on both. That might have been an oversight of Nick, and maybe Nick didn't realise that he had the stratagem available. Because that could have been really bad.
Yeah.
But no, he was in range of the Thunderfire Cannon to declare a charge as well. So you're perfectly right in what you're saying, but he was in range, so that's perfectly legal and all good.
Oh, gravy.
No dramas.
So you can see, like, Reece has such a dominating board control on this side compared to the 2 lines of Plague Bearers, just like sat there, not doing a lot. It looks like that is played against Ace, to be honest, having all those Plague Bearers strung out.
Yeah, definitely.
Reece has been able to happily wrap them all game, so all of his spicy units can't get shot. Obviously, he lost a Repulsor. Okay, cool. That's 300 points. I've got 1,700 left.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks. Cheers.
Yeah. The thing that amazes me about the matchups when they're declared before you get here, these players are so good. They have so much time to think about what the game plan's going to be, and it's great to see them enacted.
Yeah, exactly.
So the knight on 2 wounds, well, one of the knights that's left on 2 wounds rather, is acting on full bracket, and it wasn't vected by Nick. I'm not entirely sure why that wasn't vected. Might have been a good idea to do that, like we explained before.
Okay.
But there's 1 knight left on 2 wounds, 1 knight left in the top bracket, and 1 knight dead.
Right, okay.
So Nick is very much on his way to where he wants to be.
He's breaking through the knightly castle to get to the juicy inside.
It looks like the knights
and
are falling back to be able to shoot. Makes sense, because they can charge anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So they can shoot and then charge and then fight first.
And imagine that, like, except for the flamers, Tom doesn't have much in terms of Nick doesn't have it much in terms of shooting anyway.
No, it's just mining lasers. And from what I've heard so far from the table, the mining lasers have been pretty whiffy.
Right, okay.
So we'll see what happens in that regard.
Yeah.
Lots of dice on table 1.
Where is the cannon? So table 1. What we'll do, we'll get Elliot to catch up with table 1 while we look at table 2. So Tom's cannons are in this bottom left corner. I'm going to try and draw on the screen. So we have, here we go, terrible drawing time. So yeah, we have the cannons in this corner. That was terrible. I apologise, guys. So that's the 3 Thunderfire cannons, and then just behind this knight, just here. It's not drawing for some reason. This is terrible. Just behind here, this is where Sergeant Cronus with Paragon of War in his Scorpius is sat. So he's keeping them alive. He's trying to screen them out as much as possible because that's what's going to be helping kill the infantry that are behind buildings and stuff. The knights are good, but you know, they kill the units that are in front of them. They don't kill the far units that are holding all the objectives and stuff. So we apologise about not having super nice objectives on this board, but our delivery never arrived. So there you go. So as I said, Nick is dominating. He's got the hold one. He's got bonus as well. It's time for Tom to counter-attack after this combat. But you know, it's just got such ball control. I know you can't see Tom's deployment now, but about Reece's cannon, I can point that out for you, bro. 1 second, see if I can see it. I believe it's in this bottom corner. Yeah, so Reece's cannon. Let's move the mouse over. Reece's cannon is here. Hopefully you can see that. So in terms of top down, Reece's cannon should be in the top left, I think, if I remember rightly. Yeah, it's up here. That's where Reece's cannon is. Hiding perfectly. So we've got an update at table 1.
We do.
Go for it.
So, in the shooting phase, we've just been shooting plate bearers by lots of things.
Yeah.
The Thunderfire cannon dealt 4 wounds to the plate bearers, killed 1, shot again, killed 4 more.
Sure.
Which is great. It looks like the scout bike has just shot into plate bearers as well. Basically, all the shots have gone to plate. He basically only has bolters left now. The Devastators with Grav have gone. The repulsor's gone, so we just had loads of bolters. And it looks like they've just been peppering the plague bearers. It's going to be very hard for Reece to kill the knight now.
Yeah. Hi, Tom Touch. Star.
Unless he gets the...
It's a good one.
Unless he gets the Vanguard Vets, or a Vanguard Vet with a Thunderhammer into that knight, it's not really going to get hurt anymore.
Yeah.
Into the charge phase, the Intercessors charge the plague bearers. And the Nurglings. The Kasara Khan charged the Plague Bearers and the Nurglings. The Chapter Master Khan went in as well. The Vanguard Vets failed the charge, and then he re-rolled with a CP to secure it, which was great. And the Scout Bikers charged the Plague Bearers, and they're now close to the Demon Prince as well.
Cheeky
guns
boys.
holding to bear.
Yeah, there you go. You can see all the bikes are super close there. Let's get second view so you can get like a thematic view. Thematic, as it were. So you can see you've got all the Scout bikes just going towards that Demon Prince. I should say it's a really cool conversion that Ace has done. It's like a flying Demon Prince.
Yeah.
So but it's hard to hide now. It's too tall.
Updates from Table 2 as well, Mikey.
So cut over.
Yep. So the reason why Nick, I mean, it makes sense. We're not right. Nick is right because he is one of the best players in the world. That makes sense. He's saving his command points to be able to stop his aberrants from being able to be shot, Mikey.
Yeah.
So if they're not the closest target, they can't be shot.
Yeah. Essentially like Clan of Flies for Death Guard and stuff like that. It essentially turns them into characters.
Exactly.
So I sorry, can't believe
that's
it.
what he's trying to do.
That is terrible.
Just one
Tom Touch, Star. Thank you very much for following.
One quick update from Table 1, Mikey.
Sure.
We've rolled a 1 from morale, and we've got 6 Plague Bearers back.
Ooh!
Which it could prove
cheeky. Was that on the green unit? That's the only unit that's left, isn't it? So
it could be important, but he's lost absolutely bucket loads. So maybe not.
The thing is that knight's still stomping around though. He's got some good cannons.
Exactly. Back to Table 2. Kingslayer's maxed by Nick. Titan Slayer's maxed by Nick, and he's scored the bonus again. So looking really hot in terms of points.
Yeah, exactly. 77 so far, which is just horrific. So we are going to get another update of Table 1.
So the Demon Prince is actually in combat with the Chapter Master.
Okay, let's go. Go.
So the Demon Prince is in combat with the Chapter Master and left it on 4 wounds left. So
ouch.
It only took 1 wound off.
Okay.
And the Nurglings have been killed.
Nice. Solid. So so like it looks like obviously Ace had such a dominating few turns in terms of board control to start with. They're just doing the turn for the end of top of turn 3, and then we're going to go into turn 4 for this round. So you get 10-6 going into turn 4. Just double check the scores. Round 3. There you go. So have they done Hallmore? It might not have updated our end. Currently 10-6. Going into Ace's turn. And this is turn 4.
It's a low scorer. Very
low score so far. Yeah.
Whereas Nick's way out ahead with 17 points. So Tom's game plan is obviously to weather the storm and then get some points towards the end. We'll see if that pays off, Mikey. Because it looks like it's not at the minute, and it looks like Nick might run away with it even more, but we'll soon find out.
There we go. Had a technical glitch with the scores. We just had from the room, so that's probably something cool that Tank will be able to catch us up with, probably. So yeah, they've both only got 1 CP left, so they're not doing a lot with that. I mean, probably a free reroll. I mean, White Scars do have a lot of 1 CP stratagems that are quite good.
Space Marines have so many good stratagems, like it.
Mate, you got like 5 pages. Especially with the new books that are probably going to come out. I mean, Iron Hand and Raven Guard up on pre-order today. They're going to be ridiculous. And then obviously we'll have Salamander's Imperial Fist eventually. I'm packing up my stuff now for the GT. Nice, dude. Well, come and say hello. So it's Ace's movement phase for turn 4. So this is nearly finished this game.
Mikey,
again, a low scorer.
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is, Toby. Table 2.
The Thud Guns, all 3 of them, that previously killed 5 acolytes on 1 round shooting, killed a unit of 10 aberrants.
Wowzer. Yep. Okay, so the aberrants are 2 wounds each.
Yep.
Toughness 5.
Yep. No save, but feel no pain.
Feel no pain, and they reduce all damage by 1, but unless it's 1 damage, so it doesn't matter.
So they must have had a hot shooting phase to be able to do that. Yeah. I've just heard as well that Sergeant Connor shot them as well, which would help.
Sure. But he's only 1 damage against those because they do reduce all damage by 1.
27 D3 shots. No, 93.
93.
27 shots potentially.
Yes, indeed. So they are quite good. broken new Space Marines. I love it, Valerian. It's about time we got something decent. I've been in the dark for so long. Like, all these good players, back off from my Space Marines. I'm 4th in the world currently, and after this weekend I'll probably be like 19th.
4th in the world.
Exactly. So Nick is actually dominating this game. Tom, he's still doing well though. I mean, it's turn 3. It's only turn 3 on this table so far. Tom's still got 2 knights left, which is really good. He's still got all of his stub guns, which is really good. So we're just going to have to see how he comes up with it.
Tom has opened up into a Patriarch, which is right in front of him.
With
a knight.
A whole knight?
Yeah, knight icing on top bracket. This is the Patriarch that's been causing him a problem in terms of threatening the Thunderfire cannons.
Yeah, because he denies Overwatch, doesn't he?
Of course, yeah. And if you remove that out of the way, then the Thunderfire cannons are relatively safe, protected by that night screen, like Tom explained was his game plan from the beginning.
Yeah.
So getting out that threat would be great for him.
So Tom said he had a 40% chance of spicy drama. You ready? Tom said he had a 40% chance of winning this game, and Nick in response said, "I don't think you do. He less than 40% chance of winning." I mean, Nick is winning this game currently, but Tom still has 2 knights left on turn 3.
Can you imagine the upset?
Can you imagine if Tom Leighton, the sexiest man of honest Wargamer, beat Nick Nanavati, who's also on Team England? So there you go.
Nick's coming out.
Beat Nick's. Spicy drama over. That's everything. Oof. Lol BCP Tom Army is listed like Orcs. Yes, I think he's using Orcs in the main GT. So this event is ITC, but it's not registered to the ITC.
Yeah.
So this is just.
Did you know that Reece wrote the rules?
Wrote the rules back there. Yeah, that's why he's winning.
How can he lose? He wrote the rules.
I don't know if he actually did. I don't know who actually personally. I think it was a community effort of the FLG. But I'd love to know.
Not just him.
I'd love to know who actually wrote it down and signed it at the bottom, like signed the name. So we're gonna get a spicy update at table 1, but table 2. As I said, Tom is just trying to remove as much as possible, get rid of all the important stuff. But yeah, those Thunderfire cannons, man, they're so good. They are so good. So let's cut to table 1.
Ace got another spicy Super Smite. And he did 2 damage to the Chapter Master, which could have been big. And he wasn't happy with
That's more than what Grey Knights can do, so there you go.
Wait for it. He re-rolled it and got a 1. So he did a Grey Knight Smite.
He did a 1 damage.
1 damage.
1 damage.
Shaky Tom. The GSC are known to be a glass hammer, but I can't see them losing this now. Bold statement.
Yeah.
Bold statement.
Glad to see my duck is still bossing it. If Tom wins, I'm taking credit for adding his Marine detachment for him. Mr. Killswitch, how you doing, bro? How's it going?
So, I mean, the game's...
there you go. We saw Reece's face. Did you see that? He did a quick line of sight check. That's how we get the players on. I need Ace to check line of sight in that top corner so we can have a look at his head. He's got a nice hat on today.
It's his own hat, isn't it? Or is it not his own hat? But
no, it's just got an A on it, so like Ace.
Clever.
But he's wearing a Twisted Dice t-shirt.
And he's
probably wearing
John Hickson jeans.
John Hickson jeans and Frontline Gaming pants in preparation for beating Reece. So John Hickson, Ace, Face, Dice. Hickson.
Ooh, John Aceface Hickson, Twisted Face, Dice, Hickson.
John Ace, Twisted Face,
just
Dice, Hickson.
Killed Reece's Warlord.
Wow, okay, let's slay the Warlord for old school. It's about time he got some secondaries, to be fair.
So it was that smite from the Demon Prince in combat with him. 3 damage smite.
3 damage. 3 whole damage. So the secondaries haven't been added yet, but the players are doing that at the end of each turn. So that'll get updated accordingly.
Knights can do a lot of damage, Valerie. Yeah, they can. But they're not very healthy, and they can't shoot what they want to. I mean, Tom can score vital ITC points for killing things, which would be great for him because that's what his game plan is. So we'll see if that pays off for him. Yeah. You can see on table 1 the matchup. Look how close that knight is now, Mikey.
Oh no! And that's going to wreck those scout backs in combat.
100% looks like
6 up save in combat.
I'm just not sure. I'm not sure with only so few models left. I don't know how Aceface gets these points back. You can see he has a smattering of playbearers left. He has the Knight, he has an Armiger, some more playbearers near that Demon Prince in the middle of the screen to the right hand side, and then a Demon Prince.
Yeah. I knew it was you, Alex. I just do you know when people have like a screen name, I never know if I should say their actual name. It's a bit of a dodgy one because some people might like it. So I apologise, Mr. Alex Killswitch.
Mr. Alex Harrison Killswitch 1 UK. Did call me daddy?
Yeah.
No, thank you. Oh god.
So it looks like we're going into Ace's shooting phase.
Ooh. I wonder what the knight's going to shoot. What would you shoot if you were Aceface?
Well, the scout bikers aren't going to do a lot in Overwatch. They do get a lot of attacks in combat, but in Overwatch they're not going to do a great deal. So I'd probably shoot. Well, what's he got in that building? I'd probably start shooting the intercessors.
Yeah.
Because then you can focus on charging the bikes.
Yeah. So basically, the fundamental there is shoot what you're not going to charge.
Yeah.
And then kill what you're going to charge. There's a lot of spectators over the game with Innis and the Alex Beckford with the 206 playbearers.
I mean, what they're watching, a movement
exciting.
phase. It's probably first movement phase. Reece also has those cheeky eliminators hiding top right. He certainly does. So in this top right corner, up here, there's the eliminators and a unit of. I think that's it, just eliminators. But that's holding that objective and putting pressure on the demon princes of just chipping extra wounds. So what we'll do, we'll have a cut over to table 2, because I believe it is Nick's turn.
So, sorry to interrupt. Oh, you're just talking about that table anyway? Brilliant. So
I just moved over. That was the end of turn 3.
Scores. 18-4, Mikey, at the end of turn 3. 18-14, sorry.
Yeah,
so it's close there. I've just heard from the table that Nick kind of has... So, you know how we explained when the waves come, you have to kind of stagger it and delay it?
Yeah.
This is going to be a big turn either way. Nick is running out of bodies. Tom's doing well in terms of what he's scoring, and if he can hold on for one more turn, I think he'll be okay, but holding on for one more turn, it might be a struggle. So we see the unit of 10 aberrants that were previously unable to be shot moving forward, and it looks like we're going to start rapid entrapping some shooting stuff, and that could be all she wrote, but we'll see what happens. This is a big turn either way. I think this is the turn where the game will be decided.
Yeah. Alpha Noob, thank you very much, follow dude. Just sorting the scoring sheet. So Josh DeBauer, who wrote, or Josh DeBauer, I can't remember his name, updated this app this morning, so all my prep has been killed, which is just great. It's just great.
But you know, you got to roll with the punches, Mikey.
I'm rolling with it. I'm definitely rolling.
Them's the breaks. We're just in Nick Nanavati's movement phase now, and you can see him moving forward with basically every single model he has left. I think if I could just get confirmation from the table, the models that are in your top right of the screen are all dead.
Okay.
So I think that's right. I'm not entirely sure. I'll wait to see if I get confirmation from the table. But I think what's left is very, very few models. Just a few characters on points, a few heroes on points. Just making sure he gets that hold more and kill more.
Sure. Cool. Apologies for my silence there. I think we're sorted. Oh,
so
no, we're not. It's only slightly cutting everything off.
Just got an update from table 1 as well, Mikey.
Sure.
It's not worth swapping over to because it was very uneventful. Aceface's shot his entire night and killed 4 intercessors.
Are you kidding?
With that lightning cannon that blew up an entire repulsor.
The lightning cannon with the cool name?
The lightning cannon with the obnoxious name, that's also just called lightning cannon.
Yeah.
That one. So no, not a lot to write home. We have a bit of a crowd gathering for the Tom Leighton and Nick Nanavati game, Mikey.
It's
very like a spectator sport.
Yeah, I mean, T-spot. I mean, Tom had a game plan, and Nick was like, "It's not going to work."
Yeah, so there's a lot of smack talk coming into this game.
Yeah, but I mean, it's working. He's holding off that horde with the knights, whilst the Thunderfire cannons are just obviously had a whiffy turn with one of them, but they are doing work.
They're doing what they need to do.
Yeah, Tom could have this yet. You know, he's only turned 4.
Statement.
3. There's only halfway through the game.
Yeah,
and there's only 4 points difference. Any updates on the other games of the Invitational? So Tank, our roving reporter, sponsored by, well, maybe not sponsored by, they don't do sponsors, but copyright, Honest Wargamer.
Inspired by,
yeah. So he's currently, I can see him writing notes now. So what he's doing is walking around all of the event, catching up with all the big names, all the interesting plays, and trying to find out who's won and lost.
Yep.
And he does updates every half an hour, 30 minutes. Yep. Half an hour, 30 minutes.
So we're 2 hours into the round now. I do believe the rounds are 3 hours. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's 1 hour left. A few of the games are actually finishing, from what I can see. Some players
there's a couple of players walking around,
tooling down.
We might have to get some barriers up around these tables. I mean, there's some big names here, and this is a good spot.
They are getting very close.
The common people walking around near them. Well, terrible.
The muck.
Terrible. So it looks like Nick is. I'm wondering what.
I think we're maybe still in movement, maybe still in psychic.
The movement. Shall we just have a quick side view so it looks like? I don't think it looks as scary now. Oh, there you go.
It definitely doesn't look as scary. This isn't our first time. What are you talking about?
How many tables in the Invitational? There is 16 tables currently. It's a 32-man knockout event.
Yep.
So obviously this is only round 1. We are covering all 4 events today. So
4 games, not events.
4 games.
One event.
We are live for another 10 hours today. That's a sad statement, isn't it?
No, guess what time?
No,
we're
11 hours.
Set up, guys.
They were 11 hours. Sorry.
5 a.m.
Yeah, we're up at 5:20. So.
Need a double team of Tank and Chris Kamara.
Yeah. So you can see like Nick's like wave of stuff is like starting to slow down now at this point. So it's still really, really, really close, which is really interesting. So. We're going to get a full update of this game. We're also going to get a full update of all the tables soon, I think. Maybe. Are we going to get a full update of all the tables soon? Yeah, so while we're catching up with that, let's cut to Tank, who's going to tell you. So they've been asking about Manny and Joshua Death. So if you got that, that'd be great. So here we're going to cut to Tank so we can find out what's happening.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Mikey tells me you've been asking for Manny Chima and Joshua Death. Can tell you at the moment that it's looking heavily in Josh's favour that now. Josh is up 12 points to 5. Manny had a reasonably good shooting phase considering that he lost sort of 3 planes and had a couple gimps on the first turn. And he did okay, which has kind of kept him in the game. But Josh's second turn was very good as well, and both players sort of agreeing that it's heavily in Josh's favour now and it's not looking good for Manny. Malik, Rubio and Pars, that's quite a close game actually. A lot of stuff has died. I think Pars has got a drop pod and 2 tank commanders left, a couple of miscellaneous characters and dregs of units. Malik's got a tank commander, shield captain on jet bike and a Caladius left, and they're sort of slugging it out with the last remaining units, and it's close. Innis is carrying on with his White Scars, trying to fight back the sort of endless swarm of Alex Petford's Plague Bearers. I was counting his dead pile just now, and I counted about 60 dead after 2 turns of shooting, so he's not even halfway through them after 2 turns. Nurgler controlling the board, and they're starting. I noticed he'd started touching a tank. They were touching a tank, and there was 2 scouts who are now being hugged by the Plague Bearers. So Innis's gun line is largely still holding, but he seems to be like losing ground there, and he might start getting overrun soon, I think. James Mackenzie and Marcus Hinson, that game's over now. James Mackenzie was able to kill one knight with his mining lasers and another one with the saws. Marcus couldn't get them back up with unlucky rolls, and that's been a 36-18 win to James Mackenzie. Dan Bates with the White Scars, he's not looking great against Rickard Nielsen. That seems to be sliding. Dan Bates is 1 point up last time I asked, but the AdMech have got so much left and Dan's just struggling to do the damage there, and he's losing board control, and the AdMech and the Knight, they've just got so much damage left on the table that they can inflict. Simon Pridis and Patrick Sanfilippo, last time I looked, Simon has lost a Riptide. However, Patrick is down to pretty much Gilliman, a Thunderfire Cannon, and about 15 scouts left. And it's got to that stage of the game. Simon's got a lot of his damage-dealing shooting left. And it's at that stage of the game where Gilliman's just trying to come out and do a rampage and save the day. So I've not seen the score sheet on that one, but it looks to me like Simon's in the driving seat. So, yeah, back to Mikey and Toby.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Absolute beautiful, gentlemen. So we are live at the Invitational Knockout Tournament at the London Grand Tournament today, all weekend. We are streaming 2 tables of the Invitational.
I knew that was coming.
You knew it was. This is technically table 2, but there you go. This is Nick Nanavati versus Tom Leighton.
Yes, sir.
Out of 32 tables, we're covering 2 today. We're going to be covering 2 tables for every round this weekend. There's currently 10 games going to be streamed. So we're covering 20 of all the games played.
Except the Invitational final. There's only 1 game.
Oh yeah, that's true. So it's going to be 19 games in total.
Yeah, 19 games of Warhammer 40k coming at you hot.
Yeah, so we have today, this is round 1. Round 2 is due to start in about 2 hours.
Yep.
So then we got round 3 and 4 tonight,
yep.
back to back, non-stop. And then tomorrow we have the same, but tomorrow night at 8 p.m. BST, we're going to have the Invitational Final, which is going to be the remaining 2 from this knockout tournament. So
that's going to be a hot game, Mikey.
Yeah, the terrain's really good this year. They've got set terrain. It's all been done by TT Combat. They've done an amazing job. So thank you very much to them sorting the terrain out. And thank you to Badminton Cafe for sorting the stream out. They sponsored us to come down and do this and made it a possibility. So thank you to them. Has Simon nutted Patrick yet? I don't think so.
Okay, Mikey. I'm going to spoil the fun and interrupt you from some info from Table 2 with Nick and Tom Leighton. As you can see, since you guys have been away, one of the knights has died as well. So just updating you from the psychic phase, I'll just run down the phases. In the psychic phase, Nick actually lost his own Magus. He rolled a 12. Perils himself. First power, perils. Took D3 mortal wounds, took 3. And then cast a second spell, another 12, D3 mortal wounds, dead, no spell cast.
Yikes.
And then he tried to kill one of the knights with a smite, rolled a 4.
Yeah.
And then that was it for the psychic phase. Very uneventful. Lots of stuff failed. Lots of didn't cast. But he's looking in the commander position now. In the shooting phase, the minor lasers killed the knight with 2 wounds left.
Sure.
That was previously acting on his top bracket. And then from there, the remaining minor lasers targeted another knight. Did very little damage, rather negligible. But now we are open to the charges from the Genestealer cults, and that is going to be a problem. It looks like the Aberrants needed a 7 to get in.
It looks like Nick
rolled an 8. So Nick made that charge.
Of course he did. What a swine.
Nick also tagged
always one better.
Another Thunderfire cannon with a Patriarch. So stuff is in combat. Stuff is in a bad place now.
Yeah.
It will be very tough for Tom to get the Killmores, Holmores that he is banking. Not Holmore, sorry. Killmores and Butcher's Bill. Is it what Butcher's Bill?
Butcher's Bill.
Yeah. So it's going to be hard for him to get the Killmores and capitalise on this Butcher's Bill with very little remaining, unfortunately. So we'll see how that plays out, but it might be almost all she wrote for.
Yeah, that's the issue. He's held it off for so long now, but now it's in all those Thunderfire cannons. He's got a night shooting, which isn't good. So
yeah,
bit of a shame. Maybe that's game, maybe not. It depends how much damage Nick does.
Exactly.
Let's be real. I mean, it's going to be a lot.
It will be a lot of damage, but it's more just about tagging them, right? I mean, Ultramarines can fall back and charge, but the way that he's deployed, not fall back and charge, sorry, fall back and shoot, but the way that he's deployed, you can't fall back anywhere, Mikey. He's in the corner. There's nowhere to go.
Reece's list attack bikes listed as 35, but they are 37. Oh, cheeky. Well, I think his list is just under because there's a bit of maths. It might be slightly out of date, but he's dropped a power fist to make it sure he can hit.
Yeah.
Merculo Vox, thank you very much for following.
Unfortunately, we don't have much involvement in terms of the rules and stuff like that. We're just here to stream out with Mikey.
We're just here to tell you what's happening.
Exactly. So things like that are not in our remit.
What's 2 points between friends?
Well, if it's illegal, quite a lot. But that's not in our remit, unfortunately. So we don't check the list or anything. We just analyse them and speak about the players playing with them.
Yeah. So at least it's not like 20 points, right? So
exactly.
So it looks like, to be fair, Reece and Ace look like they're having a really good laugh. To be fair,
Moon Tyrion says we're here just to talk. S.
We are here just to talk. S.
That's not very nice.
So we cut to table 1. Do we have some information from there?
We have some information about the 5 phase. Yeah.
Let's go into table 1. It looks like Reece is about to roll some dice.
Ooh,
that's weird, isn't it?
Reece's turn 4, folks.
Yeah. So they haven't done the score yet, which is they haven't updated the score after Ace's turn 1. Confurio, so you're absolute legend. How you doing, bro?
Okay, so the librarian is a fast boy. Got all the pluses to charge.
Fast boy.
The apothecary brought back an intercessor, which is a good use of that apothecary.
Nice.
And the Vanguard vets retreated and they can charge because they are white scars.
Yes. Oh shit, it's Reece. Yes, it is. It is Reece of Frontline Gaming. He wrote this pack. He made 40k. He is godfather of 40k, godfather. Probably. Versus John Ace, Twisted Face, Dice, Hickton, the taker of names. He is going to become Reeceus Robbins after this. So
John, Reece, Ace, Dice, Twisted,
Robbins,
Face, ITC, writer.
ITC Godfather, Hickton. The taker of names as he's known now. It's too much. It's too much.
Confurioso, thanks for checking in. Hope you're good. Hope all the other viewers are good. If you have any comments about the sound, audio, please let us know. This is the first stream of the day. Like we've already pointed out, we're here all weekend, folks. So please make sure you do tune in. We have the Invitational final tomorrow at 8 p.m. BST.
Yes, we do.
Which will be one that you definitely want to tune into. But you
it could be one of these players again. Who knows? Nick Nanavati, Tom, well Ace, or Reece could be on again in the final.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's the way knockouts work, Mikey.
That is a knockout.
Two more names against a free one.
He gets so many names. He
doesn't need free ones. He's got so many already.
Yeah, exactly.
Blimey.
So it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting, these games. I mean, what fantastic games have been so far.
Yeah.
I mean, we've not had
really
any roll stomps. I mean, Nick Nanavati of Knights, I think, or Brown Magic, or
Knights,
yeah. Knights at the game table.
Game table.
He was expecting to roll stomp Tom, but Tom is obviously holding his... I mean... he's not in a good position now, but man, it's 10-4.
Yeah, turn 2 and 3, we're thinking this could go
it's a really close score.
It was 18-14, wasn't it? And that could then have gone anyway.
I want to cast a Simon versus Sam Filbert. No, it's not happening. Don't need that.
Dice tray cam. That is
don't need that
negligible.
Rubbish. Don't need that. You just see loads of dice and you won't know what they're... By the time we've told you what they are, they've already gone.
And then they're all more straight after anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that matchup is guaranteed spicy drama. If you've been listening to Tank's reports during...
Tank on Silky's cam.
He has told us that it did get heated between the two of them. No fists were thrown, luckily.
No, but we do have a camera ready. Shall we see if we can see them? Shall we have a look?
On the camera? You probably can. You'll see Elliot as well. If Elliot can wave at us. Yay.
So you might have been able to see them. Our microphones went off because I forgot they're not on the source, but there you go. Yeah, so Tank, the Revenue Reporter this weekend. He's doing a great job. He's never done this before, but I told him to make it his own and just make it up as he went along. So, as I said, this is table 2. This is Nick Nanavati versus Tom Leighton of the Honest Wargamer. And as you can see, the top right is where there's a pile of models. Do not worry, do not panic. Up here, let's move over. Up here, a bit more. All this is dead. Ignore that. The real juicy, spicy drama is happening. Not there. I can't do it. It's just terrible. This. I'm gonna sort it out for next stream.
So he's trying his best, folks. You have to bear with him.
In the bottom left corner, that's where all the action is. So Tom's got a Knight left and Sergeant Cronus and a couple of Thunderfires, but Nick has that bright purple blob, which is a big, massive pile of aberrants with mining picks and stop signs and traffic lights or whatever they can find. Sewer grates or
Construction lads.
Construction lads, yeah. So they've got a bit of everything. So that's just happening to the left.
Moon Tyranid says, how many players are there in the main event? There is about 400 players.
Shall I have a quick look, see how many are registered?
Yeah, for sure. While you're doing that, I will fill you in on some information from Table 2. Reece Robbins, the ITC writer himself, fired his bird, and I'm told that there was a lot of sound effects at the table.
From Kasara Khan, the Great Khan, the Cyber Eagle, from the Great Khan.
I don't know how much damage he did. I don't think he did much damage, but that's not the point. It's the fact that he fired it. Power to him. He missed. He didn't have enough sound effects. Everyone knows that sound effects hit. Outside of that, we just have a few more sort of small arms firing into Playbearers, chipping a few wounds off Playbearers. The Vanguard Vets fired their pistols into the Demon Prince, chipped a wound off. Just chipping away so far. And I've just heard from the table that both Kasara Khan and the Vanguard Vets charged that Demon Prince, Mikey, so it could be all she wrote for the Demon Prince. I think there's a single Thunderhammer in that Vanguard Vet squad, isn't there? One Thunderhammer and the rest have chainswords, so obviously with the new Shock Assault they have buckets of attacks. Have you got a number for me, Mikey?
So, because all the pairings aren't matched up yet, because a lot of people are not here, currently there's there's more than 380 players registered.
Wow.
So 380 players so far. So Tanker's got a big job to do tomorrow when he's running around trying to find out about all the info and the goss. So
I'm just getting an update from table 2 rather. Sorry, Mikey, with Nick and Tom.
Yeah, shall we cut over? Signs that read please sub. There he is. We got the brown magic. We got Mr. Leighton with his headband.
We're actually in Tom's turn. You can see there's hardly any GSC left, Mikey.
There's not a lot, is it? So you got the aberrants in the bottom left corner with all the Thunderfires, which is not good.
So he's about to charge them and stomp on them, hopefully. But so Tom shot with the Knight and killed a squad of the Hand Flamers. Nice. And if it's tough because if Tom can get into these aberrants and stomp on them and mush them, we could all of a sudden have another swing. You can see from the point straight away it's 22-15 in Tom's turn. So Tom has an opportunity. Tom has an opportunity, obviously, to.
He's going to get at least 1 point, right?
Yeah, but he's going to get at least one unit.
The thing is, as well, is the Thunderfire Cannons. What's important to remember with the Space Marines now, the Thunderfire Cannons can pull out of combat and still shoot. They're in -2 to hit because they're heavy, so they've got to move. But obviously, and the -1 to hit when they pull out, but it's still shooting. It's still having the amount of shots. It's still rolling dice, which is always a positive. So,
just an update from Table 1. The Vanguard Vets killed the Demon Prince. It's just a weight of dice from all those chainsaw attacks and then the Thunderhammer as well.
Yeah.
Icing on the cake. And I've also just heard from Table 2, it's hotting up now.
So all the Thunderhammer did it, not the chainsword. Silly Toby.
Sorry, I apologize.
Chainsword's rubbish. Everyone knows it's Thunderhammer.
I've just heard from Table 2 as well that the Knight went into those aberrants and killed 5 aberrants, Mikey.
Okay, so on Table 2.
That's quite nice.
Helpful. But yeah, so like the fact is the Vanguard veterans are like they have the cheapest Thunderhammer now. So Space Marines Thunderhammers on characters are like 40 points, whereas the Vanguard veterans have
19, 21,
19, and they can all take Storm Shields. And it's expensive units, but they still just get loads of attacks.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And you can spend 1 power on them to get +1 charge. Strike SC2. Thank you very much for following, dude. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that, mate.
Yeah, Matt G. Dean really liking the switching between tables. Well, I appreciate you watching, Matt G. Dean. You in particular. Also, everyone else who's watching as well. Thank you very much. But you as well. I thank you.
We appreciate each and every one of you.
So, because we thought that this is such a big event, we couldn't just cover 1 table.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone will get bored, you know. When you've got to when that matchup comes and it's all the plague bearers and it's just movement phase, like what, but boring. So we're going to cover 2. Scion 13. Thank you very much for follow. Appreciate it.
And it's also helped, like, I mean, when it gets to the semi-final point, that's going to be amazing, being able to cover both the tables for the semi-final.
Both the tables, yeah. So Araman just died. Kasara Khan, the great Khan, took him out in combat.
So it looks like things went from bad to
Was that a
worse.
decent accent, Elliot? He did the big swing, Elliot, like that. Because obviously Kasara Khan, the Primaris version, which is the new one now, rerolls wounds against characters and damage. I think it's on damage as well. It's at least reroll wounds.
Yeah, he's very, very good.
And obviously it's turn 3 now, so he's pulling the tactical doctor.
Interestingly, he forgot about that and nearly used his. I think he used a command point.
Oh.
Sounds like Reece forgot some of his white scarf rules.
Reece, who wrote the rules.
Okay, cool. So, well, either way,
Kasara Khan has a cool new Primaris sword.
He has armament. Isn't it like a chainsaw thing?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's basically it changed from the index.
Okay,
it became a lot better. It basically reroll wounds against
because
characters.
he's a bigger boy now.
He's got bigger legs. Yeah, he's on stilts now.
He's got bigger biceps. He's been hitting the gym. But
beats work. Nothing beats Mikey having a semi on stream. I do like having a semi on. We'll have a semi on round 4. How about that?
Twisted Dice TV cheering on Ace.
Is that Mr. Darren Allen? Hi, dude. How you doing?
Obviously from the channel himself. He has just lost Araman. Kasara Khan has Araman's head on a spike.
Paul Krog, thank you very much for the subscription, dude. Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much. You can support the channel with the Twitch Prime. It's free if you have Amazon Prime, or you can subscribe. It's September, I've heard, which means it's half price for everybody.
Wowza. Get a load of that. Tom is the best, apparently, from Valerie.
Yeah. So as you can see, Ace did cover the board, like turn 1. Confurious just subscribed.
For 10 months.
10 months. 10 months. Oh my god.
Subtrain, let's go.
I mean, if 10 months ago I would have gotten pregnant, we'd have a child by now.
Wow.
That's how long it's been.
Time works, man.
Me and Moon Tuna have got a toddler now. It's like 27 months in a row. We've got a small toddler.
Brilliant. That's not a horrible sight to behold.
Why not? It's half Tyranid, half Blood Raven. It's great. So first couple of turns, like Ace just piled out with all these plague bearers up here. He had a line there, and he had a line around here. But Reece was hiding for his first couple of turns. So what that meant is he was hiding, but then he brought out the scout bike because he brought out the repulse, he brought out the grav train in the drop pod.
Choo choo,
choo choo, loads and loads of bolter shots, re-rolling hits because of the Khans. We got Kasara Khan and a Khan on bike, which is essentially a captain. Just so many bolt shots managed to clear out those plague bearers. They started bubble wrapping them, and by doing that, what it meant was he was tagging the plague bearers, and the guys couldn't pull out of combat, which is massive,
huge.
So when the plague bearers can't pull out of combat, it means he's a big Imperial Knight, can't shoot, which is not what he wants. So that's what he's been doing for the first couple of turns, and now Reece is really coming through with that hammer. He's got a big fat hammer, just sweeping through this way and deal with that. So got rid of all the characters. He's in combat with the Knight, which is good and bad. He just needs to make some saves, basically. So we're doing the scores at the end of that. We're going to find out. It looks like Reece is just slightly pulling ahead. He's trusting Ace to do the score, which is probably his first mistake. Has Ace done it? Has Ace managed it? Great job, Ace. Proud of you. So the current score is 17-10 to Reece, going into round 5. So it's Reece is pulling away.
Yeah, he is.
He's pulling away with the points.
We've just heard from table 2 that
so we cut over to table 2.
He's also pulling away as well. Those points are just being updated by Danny at the table there, but Nick actually scored 5 points for the primary in that turn, Mikey.
Wow. Okay. So Tom only got kill 1, which is not good.
No. So in combat, Nick was able to obviously withstand the initial assault from the Imperial Knight, and then he swung into a unit of Rangers and killed the whole unit of Rangers, Mikey, which netted him that important kill for kill more.
Yeah.
So there's a 7-point difference now, and we're going into Nick's turn 5.
Yeah, turn 5. So both on turn. Oh my God, they're both just gone into turn 5 at the same time.
How spooky!
Outstanding. So I hope everyone's well in the chat. Really appreciate everyone watching. We are currently going to be live for the next
9 hours? No, 11 hours.
10 and a half. We've done half an hour since we said 11.
Excellent.
So we're live till 11 p.m. BST today. We're live 9 till 11 p.m. BST tomorrow.
Yep.
But tomorrow there'll be some more coverage. It's going to be twitch.tv/TheHonestWargaming, because they're going to be covering the Age of Sigmar event. So if you're interested in that, then you can come and do that, I guess.
This evening, guys, make sure you do tune in, because we do have the semi-final.
The semi-final, yes.
This evening,
so this is a knockout tournament. Currently 32 players going into the first round. There's not any more.
Yep.
There should be only 16 players left after this.
Yep.
Then 8. And then 4. Then
2.
That'll be tomorrow evening, the last round of the day.
2, because that's how eliminations work.
Mikey, get more emotes. I need not to beg, but I need more people to subscribe before I can get more. So there you go. They were limited to 3.
Not to beg. Confurioso says, I am a streamer that is smaller than you, but not put like that. And he has 4 emotes.
Oh, so. Okay. I don't know. Can you check how many emotes? I don't know how many are allowed. So there you go.
Hello there, Chief Master 100.
I think it said Chef Master.
Yeah, it should be like Master Chief, but the other way around.
It changed. Okay. I've not been on Twitch for a while, can you tell? No, they just streamed to 3 platforms now. Today we're just on Twitch. So.
Yep.
There you go. Siggy73, thank you very much for follow. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for that. Zaka Takas. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I apologize.
Takas. Thank you very much for that. So we are using ITC Battles to track the score, which is automatically updating on the stream for you. So all I do, I just sit here and talk rubbish for 10 games, yeah. And then someone else does the score for me.
Dean FGM, nice work, lads. Really quality coverage. Met Toby Heat 1, mutual love for Love Island. Oh no, I don't know what you Dean. Look, I don't know what you're talking about. That must have been a different Toby.
No, it's definitely you. It's definitely a different Toby, because he said Toby with a Y, not Toby with an
exactly.
I.
Mine's spelled with an I, so that can't be me. That can't be me. No, I did meet you at Heat 1, Dean. You're a proper sound guy, and we do both love Love Island. So no shame in that.
There you go.
Do what makes you happy, folks.
Yeah.
Rule 101.
Yeah. So do we know what's happening on table 2?
I have not had an update from Danny at table 2, no.
Okay, so that hopefully prompts an update from Danny from table 2. Have you had an update from table 1?
Not just yet, no. It looks like Danny's engrossed in that game.
Yeah, he's having a great time, isn't he? The thing is, GC, the cult is so much going on, but I mean, Nick doesn't have a lot left.
No, he doesn't.
I mean,
so it could be
if Tom tables him here, he could pull the win. Get 4 points for each round. That's 8 points. That puts him 1 point ahead. It's close. Tom's headband is just keeping out of his face. It's just doing. I want to see the headband. We're going to go second view just in case. I don't think they're going to end up looking at that on the side of the table. We'll get an interview with Tom afterwards, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
As you can see, like, all that in the top corner, all that's dead. The game is here. It's here.
So Dulsdorf brings up an interesting point. How are people liking the no seas mechanic? And that's something that we haven't really spoke about yet. What do you think about the no seas mechanic?
It's really weird.
I think it puts too much power in the player who decides who goes first.
Yeah, the thing is you deploy your entire army, whoever deploys first goes first, which is good because you can deploy like you knowing to go first.
Yep.
But it's just strange that you don't have that siege roll. It just feels weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't really roll for sides either because both all the terrain's set and it's all equal.
Identical.
Yeah. What players should do before you actually go and start playing the game, you should be moving all the terrain back to where it should be.
Yes, it is set. There's set measurements in the rules pack which you can observe if you have the pack. And the first prompt, like you said when you get to the table, is make sure the terrain is in the right places. If it's in the right places, when it comes to a deployment, they're literally symmetrical. Everything is the same.
So, I think He's got a thinking face on, but I think the tank.
The tank.
The Silkies
I've actually
man.
thought up a cool name for the way he's dressed.
Yeah.
You know how he refers to himself as an Astartes?
Yeah.
He's in a Smarties today.
The Smarties.
With the waistcoat and the tie.
We're going to cut to the greatest Smarties in the room.
Adeptus of Smarties.
Adeptus of Smarties. Are you ready for an update? Yeah. Okay.
Hello. So, there's two sort of the sort of non-stream games that we've been following that we've sort of arbitrarily chosen as interesting ones. Malik Rubio and Pars is a super close game. They're literally both got Dregser for armies left. They've got like a couple of tanks and some miscellaneous characters and bits and bats of leftover infantry squads left, and they're just nothing left, just battling for points, and that's really close. The Innes Wilson Alex Petford game, the White Scars versus the 200 Plague Bearers. That seems to be... I don't want to interrupt them too much because they're really up against the clock now and they're both furiously rolling and playing to get that game finished, but it seems like Innes might be sort of finding his way back into that game. I don't know if it's perhaps the White Scars sort of combat doctrine kicking in, but I did a quick count and I think he's killed over 100 Plague Bearers now. So he's maybe up to like 110 or so, and he's starting to claw back some ground on one of the flanks. Josh there for Manny Chima. That one, I think the writing's on the wall now. Manny's got 2 planes and a few bits and bobs of Guardians left. Josh has still got a good chunk of his gun line left. So I think Manny will struggle to do much on this turn he's got now, and I think we'll see that being perhaps over on Josh's next turn. Dan Bates and Rickard Nielsen, White Scars versus Admecken and Knight. That one was really close on the points. The players telling me they just had a big point swing because through some crazy dice, 4 Arquebus snipers took out Dan's White Scars captain, and with the secondaries they took, and with Kilmore and things, that sort of caused a big point swing in the game. Simon Pridis and Patrick Sanfilippo. Simon has a 5-point lead and he's well in the driving seat with that one. Patrick has a couple of units of scouts and a Thunderfire cannon, and Gilliman is still in the game, but Gilliman just seems to be sort of hiding in one of the L's in the middle of the table at the minute, and I suppose Simon will just be sitting off him and just trying to plink away wounds, and he's got quite good board position, so I think Simon is looking a big favourite for that one. Mark Crumbleholm is looking in the driving seat against Paulie Wallace. It was a good game and quite a close game, but they said that Paulie had some bad luck at times, and they're just closing out the game now, and I think Mark's going to win that one. So, yeah, back to Mikey and see how these games are going.
Thank you very much, Tank. That was an update of all the games that are happening in this tournament. So this is the Invitational Knockout Tournament at the London Grand Tournament in London. We are live today. This is round 1. We have got 4 rounds today. We are, as I said, 4 rounds. It's a knockout tournament, so we've got 2 tables being covered at the minute. Currently we're looking at table 2, which is Nick Nanavati versus Tom Leighton. Nick of the Knights of the Game table, Tom of the Honest Wargaming. It's super close. Nick Nanavati was dominating all game with a 28-17 lead. However, he only has characters left after his turn 5.
He does, Mikey.
And Tom has an Imperial Knight. He has 3 Thunderfire cannons and Sergeant Kronos,
and he doesn't need
and some Admech.
Yeah. So things could get really, really hot here. I've heard from the table that Tom uses the last command point, so he's out of command points, to put his knight back up to the top bracket.
A full walking knight.
Yep.
Just got to kill some characters. The thing is with Genestealers is they're not very tough to kill.
The characters are easy to kill, right?
Yeah. It's the page trap that's hardest, so that's it.
Yeah, but that's the one that's really close. Yeah. That's the one that the knight can charge.
And it's one where all the tech runes can shoot all their plasma guns and stuff.
Exactly.
Which they get for free.
This is going to be close, folks.
This is a little bit spicy.
Table 1, we have Aceface and Reece Robbins. We heard from the table that the knight in combat with the Vanguard vets
oh my god,
did no damage.
Thank you for
did
following.
no damage to the Vanguard vets and actually took a single wound in combat.
Yeah, I went over just to have a quick catch. You might see me in the background. I went to have a look at as he charged Khan, the great Cyber Eagle got 6 shots as well, which is just awesome. So.
Hey guys, how much time is left for that round? So the round started at 10 a.m. and it's 3-hour round, so 28 minutes remaining.
Tino Bean, thank you very much for following, appreciate it.
Hey guys, I think Tank will definitely turn out to be the Chris Kamara.
Who's Chris Kamara? Sorry.
So Chris Kamara is a football commentator.
Oh.
He's renowned. He's like a meme.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
He's the one where, you know, when it goes to him, he goes, "There's been a penalty," and he goes, "I was there. I hadn't seen it."
Probably.
That's what he's doing here. Con Furioso. Tank, there was a season 2 of 5. Was there?
I don't know. Ask Mikey.
I don't know.
Mikey will know. He's been watching 2 games all day, but you know.
But no. Tank's doing an amazing job so far. And the games both games look very close. I think the Reece one is more of a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
Some of the games are still being played. A lot of them look very tense. Like Tank pointed out with the Innis and Alex Petford game. Looking over now, that looks very interesting. There's plenty of people around that table making sure they find out who wins that one.
Yeah.
What we will have for you guys at the end of the round is a comprehensive rundown of who won and who lost.
Cool. So we know who's still in the game.
Exactly. So there's nowhere to find
who's
this
going
online
home
because it's not on BCP.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to fill you in.
Yeah. Aceface that said that he's got new Borderlands at home, so if he does lose, he's going to go home after this. Not salty, just wants to play Borderlands.
Well, they come back the next day, right? So
yeah.
just had a massive cheer/laugh at table 2.
Yeah.
Something might have popped off there.
Yeah.
Soon see.
So Tom has his knight in the middle of the board. Nick has just on there. He has the Nexus guy, the guy with the little table, as you've probably seen.
He's got Warhammer on that table, you know?
It has, yeah. And I think he's got.
Amazing.
That's it. Maybe a Patriarch in the top corner. I don't think he's got much else left. So this is super, super close. We're watching this one very close because this could be the end.
This is often referred to as squeaky bum time.
Squeaky bum time, indeed. So Tom said going into this game that he had a 40% chance of winning. Nick said he's got nowhere near that. It looks like Tom might take this one. If Tom can...
can work this out.
I think they're about to finish the scores, but Nick's not going to be able to do much in his turn.
He's got one model.
He's got one model. Just the Nexus guy. Is that it? Just the guy next to the pink objective with 1 wound remaining.
Okay. I mean, there is still a...
Oh, that was a big turn.
I think Nick got a point for hold more, though, potentially. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what I heard from the table. Yeah. So I think if it stays at 28-23, I mean, Nick can get 1 point, right?
Nick can get 1 point. Tom will get 5.
Realistically.
Is he draw?
No, 5 will be enough.
1 will be enough. So,
what's he got left?
Did Tom get hold more in the last round?
Just hearing an update from the table, sorry. So he's maxed out his Headhunter, his secondaries, Butchers and the Reaper.
Oh, because they're both holding one objective. You can't get hold more.
Yeah.
That might have been game. That play might have been game. Reason being is Nick's going to score 1 point this round.
Yep.
Which is going to be hold 1. I think he just finished his turn.
No, I think that was from the previous turn, Mikey. We'll just make sure now.
Round 6. There we go.
Yeah.
Apologies. There's round 6. So.
Oh no, Tom, that was next turn. I think what was that?
Yeah. So that's the end of the game. So Nick holds one objective for 1 point. Tom can't possibly win.
Don't think so.
The max he can score is 5. Look at that. Look at that. He won't be able to get the bonus this turn because he needs to hold 5 objectives.
Yeah. So I think that the players have decided the game is over, folks. The game will end 30-23 to Nick. They both concede that Tom can't catch up, and the handshake will come shortly. I think they're going to play it out, but they both agree that Nick has won that game.
Yeah, in this game, it doesn't really matter about the points because it's a knockout, so there'll only be one winner at the end.
Yeah.
So
yeah, game 2 has finished, folks. Nick Nanavati and his GSC goes on to the next round. Commiserations to Tom Leighton.
I'm waiting for the handshake. They're still talking. Are they going to handshake or is that it? Do they handshake in the US?
Maybe not in the invitation. Maybe it's too much of like a I am better than you now. Get off my table. Punk.
Maybe. He had to hold 1 twice.
No, he didn't. They just had the turn 6 very fast.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's turn 6. So kill 1, hold 1, kill more. 30-26. I think that's the final score.
That's what it would have ended. Yep.
Boom. So that was table 2. Congratulations to Nick. Commiserations to Tom. Bloody good effort, that.
Yeah.
Bloody good
really
effort, we say up north.
I mean, we said from turn 2 that it looks like Nick's in the commanding driving seat, but as you saw from Tom, he had his game plan, he knew what he was doing in it.
Screen out with the Knights, shoot off with the Thunderfires.
Very nearly played off.
There you go. So let's cut back to table 1. So we do have an update of table 1. Do we know what's happened? Not a lot's happened. And I saw
it doesn't really look like a lot's happened.
So it just removed some final playboys by the looks of it. But Reece is pulling ahead in this one. It's currently round 5
so
of
the
a 6
Thunderhammer
round.
brought the Knight down to 10 wounds. Other than that, it's just moving around. As you can see from the screen here, folks, Reece is on the majority of the points. He's in a very commanding position. It looks like Reece will run away with this game. It's currently 17-10 and it's Reece's turn, so he's going to have an opportunity to score more points. I'm not entirely sure if the command points are still right. It does say that Reece has 9, but...
No, it's got one left. They both got one left.
They both got one. Oh yeah, of course they do. Yeah. Didn't read that very well.
It's alright. I think Reece has used his last one because his attack counter's not on the board anymore, but it doesn't matter. So.
And you can see, I mean, the difference between the points is basically coming from the secondaries at this point, and that might be because that Reece picked better secondaries, Mikey, and that's what it can come down to.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Ace might have made a mistake with those secondary choices.
I mean, does he win the game if he picks ones that are probably more suited to his army? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
I think Reece has played the entire game incredibly well, but what we can guarantee is that he almost minimised his hopes of winning by picking those secondaries.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a bit of a shame.
Imperial Fist V1 says, I just need a GSC army to beat Tom tomorrow. He's playing in game 1. So do I see the correct that the dice are provided to the players and no one can use their own? That is correct. So we are using Bad Moon Cafe dice this weekend.
Yeah. It's not that nobody can use their own. It's not like we're against people using their own, but for the streams, they will be using the dice that we provide.
Yeah. Reece making up his own rules and allowing himself to kick our lights now.
That wasn't Reece, that was Nick.
He fell over. I thought it was Reece. Sorry. Nick making it up as he goes along. Shall we look if that camera's wrecked now? We'll have a quick look. Oh, we've got a nice view of Reece's leg now. There you go. So,
look at those shorts. Look at those bright red beetroot shorts.
I'm going to go quickly adjust it, shall I? I'll go quickly.
Yeah, for sure. So, someone accidentally walked into the light. it's very clear and obvious that it's there. But somebody walked into it and just nudged it slightly. Mikey is just at the table doctoring the camera right now as we speak. That will be updated very, very shortly. Look at that. You can't teach that. That's perfect. Brilliant. What a superstar. So as some of the games are wrapping up, it looks like some of the big games are finished. It would be great to find out exactly what's happened where. I'm sure we'll bring an update to you guys very, very shortly with all that. The round ends in 21 minutes. As you can already tell, the game 2 that we were streaming with Tom Leighton and Nick Nanavati is over. Ended 30 points to 27 in favour of Nick Nanavati. A very close game. Both the players looked very, very happy about it. Tom had a game plan. Tom executed his game plan very, very well. Just wasn't enough at the end of the day. I think the 40% win rate that he gave himself is probably a bit unfair. I think he should have given himself higher because, I mean, if Tom does slightly more damage in that final turn, he tables Nick and wins the game. So, yeah, that was incredibly close. Incredibly, incredibly close. Now we just have you at the game 1, which is table 1, with Aceface and Reece Robbins. And it looks like Reece is just picking apart what he needs to do to win the game.
Yeah, I apologise for my silence. I've just been to find Tank. So Tank's going to quickly catch up with Nick and Tom. We're going to have a quick interview with both players.
Brilliant.
There we go. Sacrifice me for 30 seconds to get some spicy, juicy content. Oof. There we go. So we are going to get an update of Table 1 before we go into that interview.
So basically what's happening so far is that the characters from Reece are just charging, making sure they clear off the last little bits.
Yeah. There's a Demon Prince right in the middle of the board.
A tiny bit in the middle, less about it. He's just trying to sort out that Demon Prince, then it's just that War Dog and that Knight left, Mikey.
Yeah.
Very, very commanding performance from Reece.
Yeah, really, really good. Obviously, he's a really good player.
Space
but he's got a
Marine
really
Brigade.
interesting list as well. Yeah.
I mean, it does help when you write the rules pack, though, right? So
yeah.
When you write the ITC rules
and test the rules as well. I mean, he's probably already seen.
Write the theme tool.
He's probably seen supplement 19 of the 14th codex that's coming out in the next.
I mean, hats off to him. He's got a White Scars Brigade.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that.
It's got a red face as well. He's made red.
The red scars.
I messaged him the other day.
Red wheels on his bikes, Mike.
Hot
Wheels.
Hot Wheels. I messaged Reece the other day and I was like, do you fancy coming streaming? He's like, I'll let you know that my army is only 3 colours minimum. I was like, that's cool. He's like, I'm getting my girlfriend to help me as well.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, so I was like, you better take her out for a nice dinner. So why don't we, rather than talk about this game, it's rubbish. We're done. Let's go and have an interview with Tank, Tom, and Nick, who is going to tell us all about their game and their point of view. So, are you guys ready? Wait for it.
Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed that game on the stream. I didn't get to watch it all, but the bits I saw looked fantastic. We thought it'd be fun to interview these two guys together. Tom and Nick are both like expert social media gurus, so I'll probably sort of leave them to kind of lead the interview and do their own thing. So which one of you would like to speak first about the game? I'm sure you can pick out the interesting parts better than me.
Sounds good.
Thank you. I do have long hair. That's very generous of you. Thank you very much. So it was one of those games when I do the matchup against you. Was if I stick up my screen, he's just going to rap on it, and then it's just game over because I have no way to remove him from the rest of the board. Well, it was fine. Well, I messaged Mikey before. I said, okay, Mikey, just so you know, I'm going to do something a little bit weird. I'm not inting. I'm just playing it how I think the only way I can achieve a win condition is, which is screen out of the knights. When it hits for knights, if I lose 2, the game's done. Yeah. But if I lose 1, what I can end up doing is try and seal the both, remove 1 squad of aberrants, and then remove the other squad. Yeah. Of course, the way you played it was slightly. You didn't do the standard eyeballs out, no brain gene seal cult drop where you just charge everything. You did it properly, which is good to see. Yeah. But it was mainly a case of just removing those and trying to clear it all out as quickly as I can. Wasn't quite enough in the end. It was only a 3-point difference. I was quite pleased with that in the end. The Knights died a little bit less quickly than I think they should have done. I think you got a little bit unlucky with that one. But I was
looking to kill a Knight on turn 2 and I can't.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you got from that down a few wounds, right? You got like 8 off one, 22 off another, but
6 wounds, which is the worst. Yeah, which is the worst way you can handle the Knights. You definitely just want to kill one, start on the second, kill the second, start on third. I was chipping all 3, which sucks. Yeah. But Tom played it really well. He like rotated the Knights like physically, so the closest one was always a fresh one, so it's just not really feasible for me to do that. He just played really well, and like I said, I complimented him like 800 times in this game. Like I played 4 or 5 Knight players, all of them got tabled, all of them screened with the Graya guys or whatever. I wrapped them, the game's over. So
I mean, you can't even deny the psychic powers because I've also the Graya guys. I think the one mistake I did make, but I really want to look back at the game and really think about is when I used the 3 CP to get my Knight back up on the back side. Because at the end of the day, I completely forgot the Nick was Twisted Helix, so we used that again to fight twice.
I saw that bit.
Yeah, so it was like we just traded 3 CP, but obviously you have more, and you're going to do that anyway to hit the other Knight and try and get the extra wounds. So I kind of wasted 3 CP there. What I'm trying to think about is where I'd use those CP differently, and if that really changed the impact of the game. I don't think it does, but I'll have a think about that and see what I can do and see if I can make that 3-point difference like another time.
Yeah. I think one thing people always do is they think that you have to vet the Knight getting back up because it's a Knight getting back up that's so important. But it's like, he's just going to do it another turn. You're just throwing CP in the trash can to buy yourself a turn. Like, just fight twice or something, or set yourself up knowing he's going to stand back up, and then still you could fail it, like absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, it's still like a 25% chance. It's not an insignificant chance, right? That's why you have to save a CP reroll for it. It's 2 50/50s at the end of the day. Yeah. So yeah, I end up pinned in my corner. It's a case of how quickly can I clear Nick out. I need all the Knights there. Can't clear him out quickly enough. You got all the bonus points as well. The mission was actually really good for you. So what it was there was if you just are on 5 objectives, you get a bonus point, and I'm never going to contest that. So what I had to think about was, okay, well I've got to deny points somewhere else, and that was going to be remove, kill anything from you, and that's another reason why you take the traditional screening units. You take them behind because you don't really have range, you don't have the mortars in your list, you can't clear those things out, so it's a case of just exactly.
And because you put them behind your Knights in time, my reels like the Kellamor's never going to get to do anything. I just put them on objective duty.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll pass it back to Tank.
So fascinating game. It's good. It's doing my job for me. It's fantastic. Brilliant games to kick off the weekend, and
it was a pleasure.
I'm sure that everyone at home wants to hear more from these guys. I know you've both got platforms. Is it Honest Wargamer, Tom?
Honest Wargamer on Thursday nights.
Yeah, honestwargamer.co.uk and
Knights at the Game Table.
Yeah, Knights at the Game Table. So yeah, Nick does coaching. Tom does banter and amazing content.
As well, so.
They're
sometimes get this guy on
both brilliant sites. So check them out, and I'll pass you back over to Mikey and Toby.
Thank you very much, Tom and Nick. What an absolutely fantastic... They're hugging it out now. Absolutely fantastic game to start us off for the weekend. So we are live. This is the Invitational Knockout Tournament at the London Grand Tournament. This is game 1. Both players have disappeared. Where have the players gone? Has that game finished? Oh, no, they're there. There you go. That was just the end. They were just doing the scores for end of round 5. Going into the final turn of the game. Final turn of round 1 ever. because there's only 15 minutes left on the clock.
So what we heard from update while Tank was doing the interview there is that Ace has lost his final War Dog and the final Demon Prince, so it's just down to the Knight and some play bearers. He's got a few back with morale, but it's basically at this point it's Reece's game to lose, folks. I don't think Ace can catch up, unfortunately.
It's quite far ahead in going into round 6. Thank you very much to Scarcast for hosting the stream. Really appreciate it. I want to thank everyone who's watching at home. This is one of our highest viewerships we've ever had, which is amazing. So thank you very much. So 120 people watching from home, which is amazing.
Put this interview next, please, with some popcorn.
So maybe we can grab a couple of people from there around the event, but we're just going to watch this final turn. I reckon it's only going to be a short turn. Ace is going to move some stuff, shoot his Knight, and try and score as many points as possible. But again, he did say he's got Borderlands 3 at home, so it's not a big loss.
And he lives relatively locally, which helps as well.
Yeah, exactly. About an hour away, I think he said.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, if I was supposed to be playing in this Invitational. If I'd lost first game, I'd be so good.
He'd be
what would I do all day after that? what happens now?
Well, I mean, you are in the biggest, well, not the biggest, but the biggest city in the UK. There's loads of stuff to do. There's loads of stuff to do.
So
I'm sure you'll be fine. Mikey, I've got some results back.
Oh, okay. Are we going to talk about who's won and who's lost? Who's going into round 2 this weekend, Toby?
Okay, so I don't have them all back, so bear with us. We'll give you a full comprehensive update when we finish streaming this game.
Yeah,
but I'll just take one of the spicy ones, Mikey.
Spicy ones, the beefiest of matchups.
We have the Patrick versus Patrick Sanfilippo versus the Simon Pridis matchup.
Yeah.
And it ended 26-23
to
Simon Pridis. So Simon Pridis advances to round 2. Patrick is halted in his tracks. The Ultramarines have been thwarted by the Tau, and we'll see Simon into round 2 of
Ian and boy, thank you for following
the LGT Invitational knockout. Just another one to touch on. We have James Mackenzie versus Marcus Hinson. Apparently that was a comprehensive victory for James Mackenzie.
Yeah.
My notes here from one of our loving members of the team says James won easy.
Yeah. Sounds like it was a 32-16. I think he said before.
Wow, so it was.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty big. We'll save the rest for the time being, and I'll let you know when we get to the end of this game on table 1.
Thanks for the Oxford stream, guys.
There's been some upsets, Mikey.
Has there?
There's been some upsets. Just from looking at these, just ever so slightly, there's been a lot of upsets.
Oh no.
So we'll definitely fill them in momentarily.
Hey guys. Hey Neil Kerr, how you doing?
Hello guys.
Head judge at the ETC, I believe, Neil Kerr is. I'm sure I saw an interview with him the other day with Mr. Stephen Box. Bro!
Hinson set up for anti-night, not anti-horde duty. I mean, that makes sense. You have to be able to take an all-comers list in an event like this, I think.
Yeah.
Because there's a few hordes, a few knights, lots of flyers.
Lots of flyers.
If you can deal with all of them, if you're a list that is multifaceted, then great.
Yeah.
If you're not, then you're going to struggle.
Yeah, exactly. When will the next game be? So the next game will be 1 hour and 10 minutes at 2 o'clock local.
2 o'clock UK time. So now just going backseat game via the stream.
I got charged £18 for an Amazon delivery, so Pridis win is revenge.
Oh yeah, delivery from Italy, that's why.
Yeah. Brilliant. So what a fantastic first 2 games. It looks like Reece is clearing up. Let's have a look. Yeah. The Demon Prince is gone. There's just a knight left. Just one knight.
A few small combats left. Nothing is really happening now in that game.
So I think it's a foregone conclusion, unless
Ace just has that knight left, unfortunately, Mikey. That's all that's left.
Let's say Reece gets kill 1 and hold 1. That's going to put him on 25 points. Let's just say that's the final score for him. Ace would have to max out all of his secondaries and get kill 1 and hold 1 as well, which I don't think he's going to do.
I mean, he's got a head on the left. The knight. Yeah. Does the knight become a character in Chaos?
Has it got a relic?
Good question.
I think we've lost the list now, haven't we?
Oh no, the list is here. He doesn't have a relic in this now,
so he won't be a character.
Okay, cool. So Reece has maxed his secondaries to the point of available points.
Yeah.
Which is great, and he's going to get hold 1. The bonus.
It looks like he's going for recon now, so he's got 1
recon
in each building in the top corners. So he has one unit here. He has 1 unit somewhere over here. There. And then he'll need 1 in the bottom corner, so I'm not sure what he's going to do about that. But he's maxed out recon anyway. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just hiding at this point, I think. Just staying away from the knight, moving as far away as possible.
Just staying safe and
yeah.
So we do have scores back from Ricard. I'm not going to tell you just yet. I'm going to keep you waiting to the end.
Okay.
Spicy.
Okay.
We have the result back from Ricard's game, and I don't have the result back from Par's game just yet, Neilka. But they will be coming in shortly. I mean, the games are due to finish in 9 minutes, so we'll get all them updates as and when they come.
There you go. Both the guys are absolutely laughing. They both look like they're having a great time, which is the main thing about this sort of event.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you've probably got a big following. You're a big player. The best thing you can do is have a great time as well. The librarian perils, and then what happened?
He killed himself and then sucked the ancient into into the warp as well.
Kind of like that noise when we had the paper appear from nowhere back in the day. So yeah. So Reece has just got this corner covered. As Ace has just got a knight left. So as I said, I presume that's going to be game. Nick's asking about the game, but I think this is not like, oh, hello Ace, you're my friend, I want to know what's happening. He's like, who am I playing next? Who am I playing next?
I think it's a potential busince scouting, Mikey.
You reckon? No,
hey,
back off.
Ace, you didn't do very well. Do you want to sign up to Next the Game Table and I'll help you out?
do you want to coach you a second?
And then Reece is like, I wrote the rules back.
Your list is like 2018. Do you want to coach you?
What's that guy from Yu-Gi-Oh who has like the long hair? What's it called, like Pegasus?
Pegasus.
Yeah, man. That's what
Yu-Gi boy.
Like Pegasus was like a master of the game, and this is like Reece. Reece is Pegasus because he knows ITC. And
I know your every move before you even do it.
Yeah,
that's why he was wearing a hat earlier. That's where his third eye is. My Millennium Eye.
Yu-Gi boy.
Yeah, so it looks like Reece is just going for a couple of bolter shots into the night just to try and just chip away a couple of wounds, because you may as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dr. Pepper, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. It's like Ace has got loads of saves to take.
I've just got a really upset look from Elliot from that pun. Oh, God.
Catch you later, Double O Donut. Thanks for tuning in.
What a cool name, Double O Donut.
Double O Donut.
Not 007.
Not 007, is it? No. So I think that was Ace's final Poxwalk. Plague Bearer's been murdered by all the bolter shots.
Yeah. Stabbed to death by millions of chainsaws.
Has Ace just got a knight left, Elliot?
Yeah, that's all he got.
No, so what else has he got left? Oh. A Herald as well, the Poxbringer.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got a Poxbringer around all those Space Marines. That's why they've gone over there.
Le Poxbringer.
Sorry, I apologise. I thought he'd cleared out all the Plaguey stuff already, but yeah, he's got a Poxbringer and a knight left, and that's it.
Will there be a commentator's dancing stream in between games? No, unfortunately not.
We can do a bit of a dance.
Not until we get some whiskey and gin inside us.
Yeah. End of round 11, around 4 at 11 p.m. we might do a dance.
Well, if you're still watching us at 11 p.m, first and foremost, thank you.
Yeah.
Second of all, you'll see some very, very exhausted commentators.
Probably. More than likely. I'm feeling good right now, but you know, another 9 hours of gaming yet.
So
yeah.
The Poxbringer is dead. It has
so
bit the
just
dust.
the night left.
It's smelly doom.
Yeah. Well, Reece doesn't need to go after it. There you go. There's the handshake. I think Reece and Ace are calling it there. So what I'll do, I'll ask Elliot to go find Tank so we can catch up with that game and do an interview with those two. Oof. But let's cut back to our faces.
Shall I go for some results?
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. My name's Mikey.
My name is Toby.
You just watched the round 1 of the Invitational Knockout Tournament at the London Grand Tournament. Where? London.
I knew that you were going to clap. That's the worst bit. So we're here over the course of the weekend, today, tomorrow and Sunday. We're streaming 10 games of Warhammer 40k, Mikey. That's 30 hours.
Well, 9 games. We've just done them.
Yeah, well,
did a good. Did we do a good job? Let us know. We're gonna chat to you for a little bit while Tank catches up with Ace and Reece, which would be really good to get them on stream and do a quick interview.
For sure.
And then what we're going to do, we're going to cut, we're going to run an advert because Bad Moon are sponsoring. Thank you for the follow, GH Smith. We'll run an advert and then we'll cut until 2 when we'll start the next round.
Yeah.
So, what are 2 fantastic games there?
Yeah.
Nick saying he was obviously going to win and then nearly losing in the last turn.
Just getting
Tom would have just come round and just absolutely smashed him, which would have been hilarious, but there you go. It was close.
Yeah,
it was close.
Very close.
And then Reece Robbins, the writer of everything. The librarian blew himself up in the last turn, which was hilarious.
Into the water with him.
Shall we just quickly check the score at the end? They're just finishing off the score. It looks like a 24-19 win. So yeah, a 24-19 win to Reece by the looks of it. So as I say, we're going to grab Tank, do a quick interview, tell you who's going into round 2, and then and then we'll be going for lunch because I'm hungry. So sorry, bro. I've not had breakfast.
That'd be great. Yeah.
No. Elliot's cheeky, being a bit cheeky.
So, did you enjoy the game, Mikey?
But as I said, like, for the first games of the weekend, like of a long weekend, they were two fantastic games. They were not one-sided at all. No. Not until like the last turn.
Yeah, I mean, Reece slowly started taking over.
Yeah. So Reece was constantly like Ace had all that first turn, like move out, grab every objective on the board, get all the bonus points, which he needed to do because he knew his play bearers wouldn't last long. But obviously Reece just waited. He waited it out and just. His
tactical insertions.
Stabbing.
Like a true Astartes.
Yes, exactly.
So are you shocked by any of the results that we've had on table 1 and 2? Is it different to what you expected?
No. I don't think. I knew that Nick could go in with a good chance of winning.
Yeah.
Tom I thought he had a good chance of countering it if it went well, which it did.
Yeah.
It did go well, but the last couple of turns it just
fizzled out.
Just a couple of whiffs with the Thunderfire cannons, which is probably a game changer, which he's already told us about. But how about, rather than me rattling,
we'll stop boring you.
Why don't we talk to Tank and Reece Robbins and John Ace Twisted Face Dice Hickton right now.
Hello, everyone. I think we'll follow on what we did with Nick and Tom and interview these two guys together. I know you're both no strangers to microphones and cameras, so
never seen one before.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch any of your game. Was it a good one, Mikey? Oh, excellent. Well, if it's okay with you guys, I'll hand you guys the camera, and if you could just tell us, Nick and Tom just had a bit of a dialogue about the game and interesting parts and how it went down, really. So who'd like to go first?
Well, he took the win. I'm going to hand it to you, my friend.
So first of all, awesome game. That was so much fun. Really relaxed and really fun game. It was a tough matchup. You got the first turn. Luckily, White Scars can go second without much of an issue. And I felt really confident. First turn, I denied you a couple points. And turn 2, I was in a really good position. I was like, all right, here we go. Turn 3, a lot of things fell flat. Like my Warlord went in and died, failed to kill the unit I needed him to kill. And then I didn't do what I wanted to do. And the Knight came in and one-shotted the repulsor. And I was like, oh shucks, this isn't looking very good. And then I got some luck came my way, and the Vanguard Vets just went red hot fire and killed everything they touched. And then your Knight failed to kill Khan, and then Khan went on to kill like 4 important units. And then his buff is so strong on the rest of my army. So that was I think that was the pivotal turn, was turn 3.
Yeah, I think the big thing was that obviously at the beginning deciding you to hold back was key, because it was difficult. You went a whole 2 turns without not committing anything at all, and that's to not do anything and just sacrifice all kills, everything is quite a big thing. Because if you come at me, you'd have lost basically, because you'd have been picked off. Because on paper, it's not a great matchup for you, because you've got very little heavy lifting stuff against a big Knight. I've got all the resilience that laughs off the bolters, that laughs off the -1s and things like that. It doesn't make any difference to me. So the advantages you've got is you've got ball control. You even sacrifice that at the beginning to just hold. And I think that was the key thing, because that's not what I expected from a game plan point of view. I was like, it's all right, you're going to come at me because you've got to, because that's the White Scars way. But you took my my old school, that first strike, which is important. So you denied me that, and then by doing that all at once late on in the game, that really hurt me. And then I think you absolutely made the most of a few little kind of clutch moments that were key, and then really went for the jugular. I think the only thing that potentially you said yourself that maybe you wouldn't have done was sacrifice your Warlord. Because if your Warlord hangs back, that's another couple of points in the bag for you. You probably didn't need to do that.
Because in my mind I was like, he should kill the Demon Prince, and then I might be able to swing again and kill Aramon, but then I had to burn a bunch of CP, and then I couldn't swing twice anyway, so I was in a bad position. And I was like, because the game plan was use Master of Snares to hold the 2 units, try and hold one of the 2 units in combat to stop you from shooting me. And none of that happened. Instead, he just died. I was like, God dang it.
Those Vanguard, though,
they're amazing. They're amazing. The Vanguard, and all they had was chainswords and storm shields. Killed anything they touched. Yeah.
They are incredible. Yeah. They are absolute MVP by far.
Yeah. They didn't take a single casualty either.
And I think for me, the Knight, The Knight was just.
Oh, he's a beast.
The Knight, like you should take that guy. Like literally, like give that Knight a go. Like he's not really. Yeah, with Infernal making it like basically whatever you want. So if you want Flamer to be 4 damage, you make the Flamer 4 damage. If you want the Lightning Cannon to be 4 damage, with the reroll hits as well, the conversion rate, maths wise, he's probably better than the double Gatling Cannon just because of the strength 7 to strength 8. Just makes him so nasty. Damage. 4 damage is just brutal. So yeah.
The 5-up invul in combat's a big deal too.
Yeah, and he's about the same points as the double Gatling Knight.
Chaos Styrics, is he?
Yeah,
he's a Magera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
he was a beast, man. And the flamer wounding everything on 2s. Like,
just stop you from charging him. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah.
Well, yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Good game, man.
Pleasure. Awesome.
Yeah, sounds like a great game. I'll have to catch up on that one later. I know you guys have both got platforms, Frontline Gaming and Twisted Dice.
Yep.
So if you want to see more of these guys, head on over there and they'll be happy to have you, I'm sure. And thanks very much, fellas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. From Reece Robbins. That's a great coverage, man.
He's not heard that one before, has he? What an absolute legend.
Yeah, thanks so much for both
That's
getting
it. It's just cancelled my ticket to the LVO, I think. So
took it well.
Again,
like a chat.
There you go. Fantastic game from Reece and Ace. Proper gents.
Yeah, really good game so far.
Yeah, we apologise about the camera being out of focus. It's because they were still too far away.
I mean, there is a massive black line on the floor to say stand here, but they just ignored that. So.
Well, there you go.
You can't have it all. You can't have it all.
So that was game one. Obviously, we had Reece win versus Ace. So Ace is out. We had Nick Nanavati beat Tom Leighton.
Yep.
Tom's out.
Yep.
So we're going to grab a quick rundown of who's left.
Yep.
Who we know about, and then we're going to have a break. We'll have an hour.
The first game to mention is obviously Simon and Patrick. That was a 26-23 win to Simon.
Yeah.
So Simon Patrick advances, Patrick out. Next game,
Simon in.
like I already mentioned, James Mackenzie against Marcus Hinson. Marcus Hinson of Team England fame. Yep. James won. Boris Mitchev, big win for Boris.
Boris won.
Against Darren Cooper.
Out.
Conrad Bart Kuwix.
Bartiewicz.
Sorry, Conrad, I can't pronounce your surname.
Conrad
got the W. Jesse Sell.
Oh, Jesse from Twitch. There you go.
Jesse from Sell.
He works at Twitch.
F in the chat for Jesse Sell, unfortunately.
F in the chat.
And then the big upset, guys. Manny Chima lost against Joshua Death.
Ooh,
and it was
Joshua Death.
32-12.
Wow, okay,
so
big
quite a landslide. Joshua actually has a really good anti-flyer list.
Yeah, loads of score pieces and stuff.
Yeah, so. Exactly.
So that's that
went
one.
that way. Dan Bates again, Glasshammer unfortunately lost. So Rickard with Pure Admech.
Rickard got well done. With the toaster.
35 points against Dan Bates, White Scars.
21, there you go.
We have George White with his Imperium list. 38 points, that's the biggest win so far. And he played against Richard Gwatkin.
They're on the same team.
George White got the win. And they have the same list, so I imagine that came down to first turn.
Probably, more than likely.
And then we have Frankie Giampampa with his Genestealer Cult.
Also writes ITC and 40k as a whole.
And he got the win, 33 points to 28 against James Grover with his Eldari. Okay. And then we have Aceface and Nick win. Well, the Aceface table and the Nick table, yeah.
Well, there you go. So that is all the tables so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to disappear until 2.
Yeah.
2 p.m. local time, which is 56 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be back with round 2 of the Grand Tournament
Invitational. Yeah.
Has Tan got something to say to the stream, or?
Yeah.
Come around and grab a mic. We got a quick update from Tan.
I'm on the Mikey mic.
There you go.
Yeah. So we've been following the. Probably the most interesting game has been the White Scars and Plague Bearers.
Oh, with Innes Wilson.
Yeah. And we thought that Innes had no chance. Oh. Right, as of now, there is 2 Plague Bearers, a character, and a tree left.
Oh my God!
He's got through 206 Plague Bearers with the White Scars.
What a lad!
When the combat doctrine kicked in, he started charging, doing 2 damage.
Yeah, sure. Because he's using White Scars, so combat doctrine, he get extra AP and 2 extra damage on all these chainsaws.
So he's not making the feel no pains all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And he's just. The White Scars started eating the Plague Bearers.
Amazing. So there you go. Innes might have won that game. Probably with that amount of models left.
I thought so. So just to answer some questions from the chat, are there more than 8 tables? Won't there be multiple undefeated after 4 rounds? No. So it is elimination, like somebody pointed out. So there's 32 players. Yeah. After round 1, there's 16 left. After round 2, there's 8 left. After round 3, there's 4 left. After round 2, there's 2 left. And after round 5, there's a single winner, Mike.
There's a single winner. So we got 3 more rounds today. Yep. 2, 3, and 4. And round 5 will be tomorrow evening of the final invitation. But also tomorrow we'll be streaming
the main event.
The main event. Yep. So we're going to run an ad. We're going to go and have some lunch, and we will be back at 2 p.m. Thank you very much. We've been Hellstorm. We'll see you in a bit.
See you soon.